are live and welcome to another Simply Reliable Studios watch along presentation. It is I, one of your two color commentators for the evening, the Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams, joined by the other color commentator of the evening, Mr. Reliable Walter Cruz, and we are just waiting for the play-by-play man par excellence, the simple man Noah Foster, to get home from work, boot up his computer, and take his rightful place as the lead voice for the evening. What is going on, Walter?
Nothing much. Hanging in there. A little bit of bad news today with finding out my brother's dog passed away, and that's like a member of the family. But need wrestling to escape this, so we'll see what's
Absolutely.
we'll see. We'll get better. Wrestling always is an escape for me.
It's the way it should be for everybody.
hmm What's going on, Matt? What's going on, Daniel? But yeah, excited. Another live TNA. Full Sail University again, NXT old stomping grounds. So we know a few people that are going to cross the line, but will there be any surprises? Especially when we got two question marks up here.
And what are those question marks, sir?
We got Mike Santana. We don't know who he's going to face. So kind of more like an open thing, like an open challenge thing. So who knows if he's going to cross the line. I almost wish that Damian Priest was in NXT because that would be a good fight. Mike Sanchez and Damian Priest. It's almost like the same character, like the same person. It would be a mirror match, like the old Mortal Kombat.
Right?
Yeah, both New
Scorpion
Yorkers.
is Sub-Zero.
Yeah, exactly. And then we get the other one with some might say the controversial here, Tessa Blanchard, because she has to wrestle or else she gets the old Vince McMahon line, "You're fired."
Yes, sir.
So it'll be interesting. You and I were talking backstage a little, trying to figure out who it would be. My best guess is some kind of local talent, but who knows? It could be somebody crossing the line. But who do you want to job out? Because you know Tessa's winning.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be an enhancement talent. But again, the $1 million question is who? We saw last week, I forget who it was, but it was somebody from Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. Same the week prior, we had Maya World show up,
Mm-hmm.
so it could be anybody. I know Izzy Moreno posted that she was there for the Friday tapings last week, so it could very easily be Izzy Moreno in her debut here. Granted, she's 17, she's underage, but as long as her parents sign a release, I'm sure that it wouldn't be an issue. And she has taunted the fact and teased the fact that TNA will be here in Irvine, California on May 1st on her 18th birthday when she would be legal to sign a contract. Could this be the testing the waters, so to speak, to see if TNA would want her? Greetings, Pop. Good to see you in the chat room. Always good to see you coming in and joining us. But that's my guess because the last few weeks we've had Reality of Wrestling, we've had Texas represented in that spot. Could it be Izzy Moreno? And then, of course, with the NXT crossover, that means that we could eventually get Izzy Moreno on NXT. And what a full circle moment as a fan in this very building at Full Sail University to walking into the performance center as an actual wrestler stepping into an NXT ring.
And think about what did Roxanne Perez do a couple of weeks ago? Who did she come back as?
Hmm.
Mocking the old Bailey gimmick. So, like, how fitting would it be that a few months later, Izzy comes out, who was the biggest fan of that?
Hmm. I mean, could you imagine Izzy Moreno crossing the line as a TNA contracted talent, getting beat down in an NXT ring by a Cora Jade, a Roxanne Perez? Roxanne's probably going to be on the main roster by then, but we don't know when the draft is going to be.
Hmm
A fatal influence. And who comes out to make the save of her? Bailey.
That'd be
I'm just
like,
saying.
what goosebumps with that. You know what that would do to Izzy? Like, her emotion. I don't think she'd be able to hide her emotions, to be honest.
Santino had a hard time hiding his emotions on Tuesday.
I know.
I finally got to watch that back last night after I got home from work, because obviously there were technical difficulties on my end during the watch along. And
Hmm
then I went to try to watch it back at West Coast time, and something came up where I needed to be called away from the house for a little bit. So I didn't get to watch it then either. So I went back as soon as I could and watched it back. Santino was losing it himself.
Sure was.
Fandango a couple weeks ago lost it a little bit. He tried to keep his cool, but you could see that he was getting a little emotional.
hmm That was
So,
hilarious with Santino and the happened to keep the Cobra calm. That was funny. I don't care what
right?
anybody said.
Nobody in her family taught her how to fight. Easy, big fella. But I mean, let her emotions come through. I mean, you want to talk about full circle, long term storytelling. There you go, right there.
Definitely.
So let's get into some of these matches while we wait for Noah, and then we can always like backtrack a little bit if we need to.
All right. Well, we'll start off with your homeboy, your
Well,
best
well let, me,
friend.
let me ask you this. Is that a maid in the room, or did your wife come to beat your ass if you started
Uh,
talking about Mamacita?
no, that's my mom.
Oh, okay. Uh, I just saw somebody in the backdrop there, and it's like, okay, did your wife
No,
come to start smacking you around if you start talking about Mamacitas?
nah, she's
We
still
made
home
the
with the
joke
kids.
on Tuesday about how it was only 45 minutes away from your house, so
Exactly.
I didn't know if she showed up after your Lola Vice comments on Tuesday, whip you around. But
No.
anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, this is your boy. The future, which I call the present because it's now, but the future, Frankie Kazarian, friend of the channel, and of course
Yes.
going one on one with Ace Austin over here.
Friend of everybody on the channel except for Noah Foster. Because Noah sits there talking about how he's not a real Keen. It's like he will become rebellion if not sooner, but I
hmm
digress. I almost say let him cash it in at Unbreakable. That way he can come into rebellion as your conquering hero.
Yep.
But that's
Or
another
imagine the
story.
the NXT. Oh God, I'm getting embarrassed a different way now.
James, clip this. Mom is brushing his hair on the air.
She loves embarrassing me. One time she did a review. I forgot what she did in the review, but it had Virtue cracking up.
Hey, that's what parents are for.
Uh-huh. But
Hey, Mama
yeah.
Cruz.
This is a showcase match. I'm a little flustered now. Uh, I don't know if. See, I don't want TNA to treat Frankie's trophy the way WWE treats the Money in the Bank. For some reason, when somebody wins the Money in the Bank, they lose a bunch of matches.
That's true, but at the same time, ever since Chris Bay got injured, they've been
That's
really pushing Ace Austin. So as long as it's not a clean loss, as long as there's some kind of shenanigans, because Frankie Kazarian's been pissing off a lot of people.
hmm
So as long as it's something like that, like I could be okay with an Ace Austin victory here.
yeah. I don't mind it either. And you were reading my mind. I was saying with the Chris Bay injury, especially when there's a special coming out that we're gonna watch it. To honor his name. You really gonna let
Yes.
Ace Austin do some jobs before that? I don't think so.
Yeah, we're going to be covering that. We'll discuss that a little bit on shenanigans. We won't go too deep into it here, but Future Stars of Wrestling out of Las Vegas, Nevada is doing a benefit for Chris
hmm
Bay. TNA Superstars, Frankie Kazarian, Ace Austin on the card. There's one more from TNA. I forget who it is right now. It's gonna irk me. Let me go to the no DQ chat because I know I posted it there. Um, oh, Trey Miguel from the
Oh, okay.
Rascals.
Yeah, okay.
They've announced Brian Cage, John Morrison, Johnny TV, Swerve Strickland, all from AEW, and then this morning they announced Karrion Kross from WWE is going to be part of the show. So
Pops
very,
keep telling
very,
me.
very, very interesting. I was talking about this in the space today. This could be the biggest show of the year that isn't WrestleMania or All In
It's
because you've
true.
got representatives from all major companies on this card. And I think the last time that happened was the Ric Flair's One Final Match show
Oh yeah, yep.
where Flair and Andrade teamed up against Jarrett and Jay Lethal.
Mhm.
Because at the time, Jeff Jarrett was still part of the WWE office.
Yeah.
So he was WWE, then there was TNA talent there was AEW talent there, etc. But I think that's the last time we had all the major companies come together for a show. So this could be
Mhm.
something special, and we will be doing a watch along of that. It's towards the end of March.
Almost like a blood sport where anybody can be there.
Yep. You're sending the comments there, abuela. And yep, Pop had to give you shit talking about how you have your own hairstylist.
Makeup. But yeah, moving. Let's move on to we got this is gonna be crazy. Mance Warner
Yeah, this
and
is just gonna be brutality.
Sami
Now,
Callihan. I
I'm
don't.
I'm curious about the relationship between Mance Warner and Steph DeLander. Are they
Mm-hmm.
legitimately in a couple? Because I've seen stuff on Indy Hartwell's YouTube where the two of them have been together and Indy's been like traveling with them for like some convention type dates,
Mm-hmm.
appearances. So I'm not sure if Mance and Steph are just like business partners the way Cardona and Steph used to be, or
Mm-hmm.
if they're actually a relationship. I'm curious to know about that. Not that it matters, but it just brings that additional dynamic if they're a legit couple, Like when
Definitely.
Randy and Liz were a thing,
Yeah,
Edge and
definitely.
Lita, Matt and Lita,
Mm-hmm.
Becky and Seth. It just adds that little something to the gimmick if I knew that they were a legit couple.
Definitely. Maybe that's. I was gonna say maybe that's why they didn't re-sign PCO either, because they wanted to bring this real couple in front of you. But who knows?
Maybe, maybe. But I got Mance Warner here. I mean, he's still too new to TNA for him to be taking an L. Macklin is a seasoned vet. Hell, if I remember correctly, Macklin is who lost the Impact title to Tessa Blanchard. So he's
Mm-hmm.
definitely got no problem doing jobs and putting people over if it's warranted. And Mance
Mm-hmm.
Warner's been in the company maybe a month at this point, month and a half. Gotta
Mm-hmm.
keep him looking strong because I
Definitely
don't
be.
even think he's had a pay per view match yet.
No.
because there wasn't one for February, and I think he debuted at Hard to Kill or Genesis, so
Yeah,
he
I think
hasn't
so.
had a match yet on pay-per-view.
Yeah, definitely. And he just came out, revealed the whole 10 thing. There's no way you can let him get a 3 already.
Yeah,
He,
exactly.
but we talked about the mic already, so we can go to Macklin and
But who's gonna face Mike Santana? Is it gonna be just an enhancement talent, or do you think we'll get somebody else here?
I think
He's
some
been
that.
he's been kind of setting up this angle with Mustafa Ali.
Yeah,
So maybe it'll be one of the good hands. John Schuyler, Jason Hotch, one of those guys
yeah,
that has to face up against Santana. Maybe Ali's going to do this whole thing where, if you want a piece of me at Rebellion or Sacrifice, excuse me, Sacrifice is coming first. If you want a piece of me at Sacrifice, you've got to beat my good hands.
that makes
So,
sense. That makes sense because you don't want to oversaturate the show with too many crossovers. So I wouldn't bring in an NXT person for that, especially when he's
yeah.
already in an ongoing story.
And you don't want to do too much local talent either.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to do an enhancement talent for Tessa later in the night, you don't want to do an enhancement talent here. You can
Exactly.
still have it be a squash while still using one of your TNA talents and get them on the
Exactly.
show.
Exactly what I mean. So don't oversaturate something too much. But then we got Steve Macklin over here. What happened? That was a delay against
Botch.
T. Steve Macklin against Timu. Now, look, speaking of botch, I can't even remember the name I wanted to say. Oh, S.A. Rios. This is Timu S.A. Rios over here, KC Navarro. I don't
Okay,
know if you remember
okay.
that one.
Now, I remember S.A. Rios because that's how we got the debut of Lita, damn it.
Uh-huh.
But
Just look at that. Is that not S.A. Rios?
I mean, I like Casey Navarro. I mean, if you're going to go there with the Timu S.A. Rios, managed by the Timu Suge Knight.
Yep. Or the Timu Doctor Strange from Batman. That's what he looks like, too, when he wears those glasses with the
Oh,
circles.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hugo Strange.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a no. You know what? I almost said this is a no-brainer, but I caught myself here.
I was just going to say,
Hot
because I think.
take, hot take. I think Navarro is actually going to get this because we've had the whole thing going on lately with EY and Macklin. And if they're
That's
going to build to something with them at Sacrifice, then I think by EY costing Macklin this match with his Northern Armory, that kind of helps to set that up.
Get out of my head. That's what I was gonna say. I think Eric Young is gonna do something with this match, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. I think, and he's gonna start wanting answers to whether he's gonna join or not. This group, I don't even know. I forget what the group is. Did they give it a name?
The Northern Armory,
Oh yeah, the Armory. Yeah, duh. But
because they're Canadian.
yeah,
They were Canadian with Alexander, and so they can still keep that name with EY because he was originally Team Canada. So
yeah. So that's probably what they're gonna do. He's gonna somehow interfere with this. Then we got. Oh, you gotta love this tag team. You got Spitfire.
Jody Threat, Danny Luna.
Yep, against the irrelevant elegance.
I'm calling it right now. We have new champs tonight.
I've been calling them to win the titles the last two times that they faced off, but I'm agreeing with you. I
Yeah,
think they're winning the champion, much to
this is
Noah's chagrin.
the blow off, man. We've got to get the titles on them
Hmm.
because I think we've already seen Ash cross the line to NXT when she helped Jordan Grace, or she helped Roxanne retain the title against Jordan Grace because she was feuding with Jordan at the time.
Hmm.
So I feel like if we get the Knockouts titles onto Ash and Heather, we might start seeing the Knockouts tag titles cross the line and be defended on NXT television more regularly, which there's way too many women's tag teams for them not to be showing up on NXT. God
You
knows
know
the
it.
main roster don't come down there often enough.
You
But let
know
me
it.
get Lash and Jakara versus Ash and Heather by Elegance. Let me get Fatal Influence versus Ash and Heather by Elegance.
Hmm.
Let me get Chemical X, Gigi
Hmm.
Dolan, Tatum Paxley against Ash and Heather by Elegance.
Definitely.
So new tag team champions tonight. And I know Noah's going to be pissed off if it happens. There's a part of me that's going to be sad too because I really like Spitfire.
I
I
always
like
know you
Danny
like them.
Luna. I like Danny Luna more than I like Jody Threat. But I like Spitfire. They're a good team. I just think it's time to move those belts.
Hmm. Definitely. Jody Threat is kind of like the female ultimate warrior. I do like Luna a little better, but you're right. You're
And,
right.
and I'm and I'm not trash talking Jody Threat, but her face looks like she's 40. She looks way older than Danny Luna. She's really not that much older. She's in her mid 30s, I think, if I remember when I looked it up. Danny Luna's like 26, Jody Threat's like 35, but she looks like she's 45.
Mm,
She is not aging gracefully. And
stress of
again,
the
that's
road.
not a knock, but I just think we need to make the move here.
Yeah, definitely. And then, well, we already talked about Tessa, but then, so there's just one more.
The main event, and if this isn't the main event, then what the fuck are they doing for real with all the champions in this match?
It's got to be the main event.
Oba Femi crossing the line, teaming with the Hardys against the system. And no, I do not trust the system.
Me neither. Although we do have to point out Jeff Hardy owns two pinfall victories, or so they might. People think he might get an X Division title, but nope. This is. I think Myers is just gonna take the pin here, or Eddie, like you said earlier, because of But the Jezebel is gonna be out there interfering. You know
Yeah.
how she is for her man. But yeah, the system is gonna lose. But I think Moose stays looking strong because you're gonna put him against Oba, so he can't take the
I
pin at
mean,
all.
the fact that you're going to put him at Oba, and while I do agree that the Hardys and Oba are going to win here, let's not count out the fact that because of the system, because of that Jezebel, because of JDC not pictured,
Hmm.
we might actually see Moose pin Oba, which then would lead a
Mm.
little bit to, could Moose actually defeat the champion at Roadblock? Then the stakes get even higher,
That's true.
But if Oba can pin Moose, he's pinned the X Division champion, and maybe that's the catalyst that we need to put it title for title.
That's what it could be. You'll never
So
know. But I heard a beeping, which means
Oh,
the
say
jeez.
his
play-by-play.
name and he appears. We believe in Noah.
I believe Butterfings suck, but that's beyond the point. Hello again, everybody. Good to see you all. Hi.
Good to be
Yeah,
seen. We just finished running down the card for this evening, talking about our thoughts.
good.
We've only got a few minutes till the show starts. Is there anything that really stands out to you tonight other than the obvious main event, Oba and the Hardys, the system? Anything else you're looking forward that really stands out tonight?
Not right now on paper, because again, it is a pre-record. So usually the pre-records are a little bit like run of the mill, try to set up, something bigger down the line, especially with the end of the month and Sacrifice around the corner and Roadblock, again, both in the same week. Definitely the six-man piques my interest the most because I do believe implications could happen based on the result that we could see Moose pushed over the edge where he might put more forward against Femi or Jeff Hardy in TNA, who already has 2 pinfall wins over him. I also do consider the fact that right now Tessa Blanchard, she the rest of the night she's fired. I can't imagine Tessa Blanchard being fired if they put all this work into her just to bring her back. So beyond those 2 things, I'm just waiting to see how crazy Vance Warner and Sami Callihan gets before we book some sort of Monsters Ball or some gimmick I don't even know of yet that defies both these men's violent nature, CCW, GCW be damned. Other than that,
Full Metal Mayhem.
And maybe
I feel like we've been doing Monsters Ball quite a bit. Let's do a Full Metal Mayhem.
Yeah, I suppose that's true, but Full Metal Mayhem was just that Bound for Glory last year. And also, we got to learn who challenges for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship next for Dundee. So I imagine that we'll get something more beyond that as well. And of course, I use TNA Plus to keep up with all this, as always.
Okay, so both of you are using TNA Plus. I've actually got Access TV, so
gotcha.
We'll have to sync up for a moment here. I've got a top 10 countdown going on right now.
Yeah.
Top 10 country artists of the 80s. Number 2 is the Judds.
Ooh.
I wonder how out of date and relevant that content is, by the way. But yeah, that makes sense. Access always with the top 10s, the music, the Blue Chew advertisements, something with the hospital, if I remember correctly. But that's when I used to deal with that nonsense. But
hey, the show they have with Eric Young, the record store thing, that's actually a pretty cool show. I found those on YouTube in their entirety and watched him talking to all of his guests, including the king of TNA, Frankie Kazarian, for an episode. Really solid show.
All right. Well,
the future, damn it. The future.
Yeah, we'll see what the future
Dolly Parton, number 1.
Okay,
that
Dolly
makes
Parton
sense.
Yeah, that don't surprise me. I mean, again, she is the queen. That makes sense. The queen of today. All right, but again, we'll see what happens here. Soon enough, we got 2 minutes. Other than that, should be a pretty fun show. To your point, for Kazarian's going one-on-one with Ace Austin. I wonder if we're going to get more follow-up from Eric Young and Steve Macklin. And the Knockouts Tag Team Champions, I believe, are on the line against team of against Spitfire, where the winning team not only keeps the titles, they get the others as personal concierge for 24 hours.
And if you're asking a question, Pop, we'd love to know something regarding the Hardys and Oba. I wasn't sure if you were asking a question there or if you were doing a little bit there.
Well, it is TNA, and we haven't seen Jake something since he took on TNA World Champion Joe Hendry, of course, a couple weeks ago. Of course,
I heard that he got injured. I heard Jake something is injured.
Unfortunately, yes, I did hear that too. I just didn't know the extent. Again, damn it. First, his
He's
partner.
Got to go fend me up.
Yeah, first his partner, the freaking Hammerstone, and then freaking Jake Summit that was a tag team on his own. Now he's injured. It just damn it. Also, Mike Santana will be in action, and based on that little AA crash by Mustafa Ali, something tells me Mike Santana is going to use tonight for some form of anger management therapy, if I were to guess.
I said it was going to be one of the good hands.
Great hands. They're called the great hands now.
Whatever. Same difference. So they got an upgrade from being good to being great, but it's the same fucking guys.
I mean, to be
you know
fair,
what I mean, Noah, damn it.
Well, yeah, but I'm sticking with the gimmicks as they are now because now they're part of Mustafa Ali's cabinet alongside Tasha Steeles, who I guess is the press secretary for the entire campaign committee.
All right. This program may contain subject matter that is inappropriate for some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. And I've got a shot of Full Sail, and they're doing the recap of last week.
Yeah, I got Joe Henry on my screen.
DNA Plus already.
Did y'all notice freaking Oba Femi with his Joe Hendry-esque outfit on Tuesday? The blue dress shirt, the white pants, like he was looking very Hendry-esque. I wonder if Oba Femi believes in Joe Hendry.
I mean, who doesn't believe in Joe Hendry besides King? Hater. But I do hope your friend King is doing fine. Shout out to ATW fam, of course. And by the way, happy birthday to my friend Mary J, Megan Chiba. Cheers across the pond. I hope that she is having a wondrous occasion. And again, Coldflower Falls to prove that jade's worth more than gold. But yeah, basically, TNA Plus beat you to the punch as I got Leon Slater crashed through a table at the recap in last week's show. To your point, of course, we saw Joe Hendry and Elias team up against the Colognes. Femi crossed the line and took out the system, much to Moose's surprise. And of course, we saw the Hardys come to the aid of Leon Slater and the
There's
Ruler.
the crash.
In which, of course, we have this six-man tag tonight. In our main event last week, the Colognes, who said they're now part of TNA, they lost to Joe Hendry and Elijah. But I do wonder if Joe Hendry and Elijah is more than just a one-night bandstand, to say the least.
When the recap is over, Noah, pause. Same
Yeah,
with
absolutely.
you, Walter.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
I'll let you know when it's done on my end. And then we should be pretty well synced up from there.
You missed it earlier, Noah. The embarrassment that happened. My mom just came in here and started combing my hair, like just live on video.
Yep,
In front of everybody.
we are literally on the air, and fucking his mom came and started brushing his hair.
We're live, pal. But hey, you know what? You gotta look over the occasion. You know, I just wake up like this.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say this just so it's on record, Noah. Me and Walter already discussed it. Oh, black screen.
There we go.
And we got the intro. Okay.
I'm intro.
I think I know you're gonna hate me for saying it, but I think it's time for new Knockouts Tag Champions.
Yeah, we both called it.
If they're gonna do something, they need to do it now. I love Spitfire, but we've already seen Ash cross the line to NXT. We know that there's a good slew of NXT women's tag teams that could be challenging. That'll help bolster the Knockouts tag division. If there's a time to do it, it is now.
Well, we'll see at that time is tonight as we are once again live from Full Sail University, pre-recorded style. But once again here live on the Super Bible Studios. Welcome again, everybody, to another watch along event. This is TNA Impact. Hello to all of you. Good to see you all once again. Whether your first time or continuing, thank you for continuing to follow our pageants here. We are Simply Reliable Studios. Noel Foster, JJ Williams, Walter Cruz.
Oh, shit.
And
We're starting with the system.
Well,
Wait,
hey,
what?
that's the system.
I hope
They're
this
the
is just a promo.
Well,
I think
mean,
it's just
again,
JDC. I think it's just JDC, or
I
at least
don't
it
know,
better
man.
be.
He wasn't booked, so it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, again,
There
Moose
they
already-
all are.
Oh
It
wow,
looks
we're
like they're dressed
perfectly
in
in
green. I
sync.
think we're starting with a six-man tag.
That makes me think some
That's
shenanigans are afoot.
Makes me wonder what the hell the main event is going to be if they're curtain jerking with the system.
Maybe the
If
TNA
we're
Knockouts
starting
tag
things
title.
off with the maybe Tessa Blanchard will be the main event.
Actually,
It
that
better
makes
not be.
sense because again, if she doesn't wrestle, she is fired. But that being said, yeah, we're starting with six-man tag team action again, folks. Welcome to NXT. This is TNA Impact for Full Sail University. We have Moose and the previous TNA tag team champions, Brian Myers and the Edwards of the System, taking on the current tag champs, the Hardys, and the Ruler Femi. After Moose crossed the line last 2 weeks ago, But this past Tuesday, of course, you saw JJ and Walter call, of course, Moose versus Lexus King as Moose says to retain his ICC championship. And again, we'll be back here 2 weeks from Tuesday covering Roadblock, where the NXT champion will be on the line as the Ruler will defend against the face of the franchise.
They better not do that stupid thing where like the match doesn't have a conclusion, so then they rebook it for the main event. Like they better not do that crap.
Crowd doing the Fandango dance. Of course, JDC danced around those hallowed halls of Full Sail as Fandango.
Previous winner of WrestleMania against Chris Jericho, WrestleMania 29. It looks like you might be safe here, JJ. It looks like it is a promo by the most obnoxious woman not named Ash by Elegance at TNA, Alisha Edwards.
You know what? I'm getting used to the title. At first, it wasn't the best looking thing to me with Moose's, but now I'm starting to get used to it.
What, the brown strap?
Yeah. Like at first, it wasn't so appealing, but now the more and more I see it, it's all right. And I understand why he did that.
I think it sticks out a little more personally. And again, it's a title that is fitting for the face of the franchise, for Moose, for the system. Why it literally has the system stamped on its side.
I wonder if and when he loses it, do they go back to the old design, or do they get a whole new Or do they keep it?
A personally themed X Division Championship for the next X Division Champion. Insert name here. Imagine if it's Jeff Hardy, who again has already pinned Moose twice.
And we know Jeff already. Didn't he customize the TNA title when he had it to that purple
He
thing?
did.
We don't talk about that. But
Yeah, I like
not
the
wrong.
Jeff Hardy customized championship.
That thing was beyond bizarre to be called a wrestling championship.
It was better than a spinner belt.
The jury's out on that.
Jury's out to see if we get the return of Brother Nero.
Or if Matt Hardy becomes broken.
Well, the system needs to hurry up and become broken. Getting tired of it.
Well, again, after that ring-bearing celebration, the system seems to be fully powered once again, working on all cylinders, and they still trust one another.
Maybe they called you.
Who
You're
will
the
break
IT
up-
person.
Who will break up first, Walter, the system or Fraxian?
At this point, it's a flip of a coin. I don't even know anymore.
Break up the flip of a coin. You all are wrong for that.
Might as well use that messed up coin thing we tried to use before that just kept doing one thing over and over.
Right?
You don't trust a digital RNG generator to give you probability. Anyway, Moose right now giving a promo talking about how he crossed the line a couple of weeks ago and said how this has to happen. And now it finally will happen. The biggest crossover since Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry, the former TNA World Champion. Of course, with Femi, though, he crossed the line into TNA and disrupted the system last week after they were beating down Leon Slayer and the Hardys.
And we know that he is there for this match tonight, so could we see any further confrontations?
I think it comes down to if Moose is involved in the decision. Again, in previous multi-person action, Moose has been pinned twice by Jeff Hardy.
Oh, God. Ugh. My mom just called Moose good looking.
What, you can't stop thinking about what? What you can't stop thinking about? To my point.
What the hell, guys? My mom literally just called Moose good looking. I don't want to hear that from her.
I mean, you're a former NFL unit player, you know?
Saying Jeff Hardy's not who he used to be.
To be fair, he's not wrong. And that's a good thing.
I was going to say that's a good thing because who he used to be was a screw up.
I think he's more so talking about the youthful nature of an RVD. And I previously got done watching Sacrifice RVD versus Bobby Roode. And boy, did RVD get fucked up in that.
I love old Bobby Roode matches, man. I miss that glorious guy.
The it factor of TNA, who was off the chain, previous longest reigning TNA World Champion, might I add. Or Impact Wrestling, whatever. I certainly never got behind the Impact. This promo's gone too long already. I certainly have not ever gotten behind the name Impact Wrestling. I've always considered this TNA, which is why I'm glad it's TNA Impact, because that's what it originally was called. And, of course,
And I agree about this going on for too long. We've already been on the air for 10 minutes here, and it's just been this. People complained about the Rock and Cody Rhodes segment going too long.
Let's see if we get a high score.
I think I gotta take the graphic down, but as well, I don't think it's the match like you guys said. So
no, they JJ basically brought into existence. They're hyping it up and maybe hyping up further system protocol. But it looks like someone's ready for them to finally shut up.
The Colognes.
I wonder if they try to become part of the system or just their own.
Well, they said that they are TNA Wrestling, and again, the Colognes, they are not afraid to interrupt the biggest names here in TNA.
The former Primo and Epico.
And they're not afraid of the numbers game either. Let's keep in mind, it's still 2-on-5.
Eddie and Myers aren't booked, right? Don't tell me impromptu tag team.
They are booked tonight. That 6-man tag. Remember, they're tagged alongside Moose. It's JDC and Alisha Edwards that aren't booked.
JDC isn't booked.
And Alisha Edwards isn't booked either. But
one of them,
no one counts her.
Yeah,
one of them versus JDC then.
Remind everybody what the Cologne last name means. I feel like Walter should be transcribing this promo.
Where's Carlito?
Oh, the JJ, the disrespect.
Hey, it's
The
what they chanted last week. God damn it.
They aren't chanting that right now. Let's show a little bit of respect for the Colognes.
Poquito respect.
Well, little is more than nothing. Alisha looks unimpressed. Be part of the roster.
Came here to show everyone what it means to be a Cologne.
Dominance, greatness, violence. I like the violence. I like that. Or take over TNA.
Ooh. They want to join the system.
That's too much. That's a system overload.
System crash.
That too.
It can happen. 'Cause they're not like a racial group. It's not like all one race or one. So it can happen. You can mix it up.
I don't trust this system. I just dealt with a blue screen of death earlier today. So, again.
I don't trust the Colognes.
Well, that's still one hell of a ringing endorsement by the Colognes, as it seems like all hands in the middle, the system and the Colognes have unified for the time being.
I called that as a joke. I didn't think they were actually going to try to join the system. I just said that.
Well, still to come. Will we see the Colognes in the system's corner? Because we still have Femi and the Hardys taking on the system in what will be our main event. Over Femi, the NXT champion, you heard me right, in a TNA ring tonight against Moose and company. We go backstage to Gia Miller.
Spitfire joining Mean Gia.
Always good to see Jody Fred and Danny Luna.
Perhaps second to the last time with those titles.
Shut the fuck up, Walter.
Titles on the line, and let's not forget the losers have to become the winners' consigliere.
Can you just imagine what the Elegant will do to them if they become their consigliere? I think it would be a little bit more, gentlemen, than just carrying their bags. It'll be something very embarrassing.
Yeah, opposite side, I mean, you know, Jody Fred, Danny Luna getting a little bit of high-class assistance, self-proclaimed. Not a bad way to celebrate still being reigning TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions.
For now. They say they got a long list of things for them to do.
And they're thinking about giving them mohawks. I mean, all right, go Punk.
Is it as long as the list of Jericho's moves?
I don't know, but again, Spitfire defends the gold against Team Ignorance. Ash and headed by Elegance with that concierge later tonight. And again, the losers become the winner's personal concierge, as we're finally learning the wrestler we're supposed to get tonight, while talking about the same six-man tag that will be our main event. But also, Mike Santana is in action. And something told me tonight, he's going to have some anger management therapy in that ring. And he's in action up next on TNA.
I call them
the break. Fuck television.
I call them the irrelevant elegant.
The irrelevant elegance. That's an oxymoron for those who don't deserve. But anyway, all right.
I really didn't think we'll have an FTV counter with TNA Plus. I didn't think you would do it.
He's on Access, and you know that TNA Plus still has to do the random commercial break, in this case for a movie. Although I will say this movie, justifiably about wrestling, might actually have a little bit of respect for me, considering it's about Mildred Burke and the Burke itself. So I will give this trailer a little bit, not much, a little bit of leniency.
Well, and one of the actors in this movie is timeless.
He'll be a timeless classic.
And also Camille is involved in this as well.
And no one counts her.
I do, damn it.
Showed up to AEW, made her debut. 3 weeks later, she was irrelevant. When was the last time she was on TV? Stop me when I'm telling
I'm
lies.
surprised Maven or something didn't have a cameo.
Trigger me, bro.
I'm just being honest.
Trigger.
I'm sorry.
Trigger.
I'm sorry if honesty triggers you, bro, but stop me when I'm telling lies.
The T and TNA will stand for Trigger tonight.
If JJ
Minnie Monet has been on more television in 2025 than Camille has.
not necessarily true because we've only seen her literally for 3 shows, but I will give credit that she is a much more effective partner than Camille was for Monet, and I wish Momo took the head off the CEO, but that's a different conversation. May hate prevail at Revolution, but again, we'll cover AW Revolution, folks. March 9th. Stay tuned for more on that. As again, this trailer is quite long. Good grief. I freaking thought the TNA shop commercials were long. Dadgum.
They must be giving you the full theatrical trailer instead of just the TV spot.
That's exactly what they're doing.
I feel like I bought a ticket to see the movie already. I'm pretty much seeing the whole movie.
I haven't seen a trailer this long since my friend and I went to the movie theater to go see that first Side Head movie. It was an absolute bust.
Well, I mean, considering that I do have a full-blown commercial, it's not such a bad thing.
Yeah.
I wish I was seeing a full-length trailer for that shit instead of fucking drive time commercials.
And TNA will be right back after that long trailer as I got the TNA Plus logo on my screen. Again, folks, thank you for tuning in. For those that are always been along for the ride, please subscribe, comment, subscribe, Rage Your Wrestling. Tell friends, of course, do this for all the biggest shows, PLE, special across all things, Wrestling Style W fam. And stay tuned after we take a shorter intermission with tonight's TNA Watch Along. We'll be back here literally 10:30 p.m. Standard Time with Simply Predicting the Elimination Chamber. It will be JJ Walter the Dominguez as far as I know, and me. So stay tuned for Simply Predicting anything but.
I believe Jeff Meacham is also supposed to be making an appearance, unless you know something I don't know.
I don't know anything.
And I did also throw the invite out to DJ from Rockin' Ropes to show up, so he may be there as well.
Hey. JJ, you're the guy that pretty much is part of my scouting committee, and I trust your judgment. And of course, you guys are family, so I have no problem with that. The more the merrier. Have fun with it. And of course, I'm sure it'll be just as fun. We talk sacrifice here pretty soon. As we are back here on TNA, and the system is exiting out of a locker room. And Leon Slater once again bugging into the system. Not a wise move, I don't think.
Where are the clones? They're not there.
Pre-tape.
Yeah, true.
I'm about to say, well, the Hardys are there at Leon Slater. And security right now trying to stop this. Leon Slater is not going to rest until he breaks JDC or the system. And I don't blame him, honestly.
That's one heck of a high-flying extreme team. I don't know who will be more extreme when Leon Slater's with the Hardys.
Or who's going to fly higher.
Yeah. His finisher is a 450 Swanton.
Which looks so beautiful, by the way.
Yeah. Again, a lot of promise for that young man in this company, as this man is on a path of purpose with a promise to become the TNA World Champion. Mike Santana, the realist, is out of the room.
I'm so curious to see who his opponent will be.
Yeah, right? Especially after that fallout last week. You could just tell the rage that was stewing inside him with Mustafa Ali during that sit down in what I assume was an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting.
Is he full of that rage of wrestling?
There is somebody dressed as Joe Hendry ringside. Blonde wig, blue dress shirt, title belt.
Joe Hendry,
I didn't even see it. I was looking down.
It's the same thing that happened at Slammiversary last year. Again, the world believes in Joe Hendry. We believe.
Right there. See him?
Yep, I see him.
Mackenzie Mitchell, of course, our ring announcer here. Let's find out who Mike Santana's fans are here in our first match tonight on TNA Impact.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oro Mensa representing the Metaphor.
Look who's here across the line for the first time, man. We haven't seen since he couldn't get the 1, 2, 3 against All Ego for Page or Mensa, former NXT UK Tag Team Champion.
Exactly what I said shouldn't happen. I said I don't know if you want to overflex the crossover, but that means Tessa probably isn't gonna get a crossover person.
Maybe she still will.
Well, again, Tessa
Yeah.
has to wrestle tonight or she is fired. But welcome Ora
This is
Mensa for the
cool.
first time to TNA Wrestling. I agree, JJ. I first remember Ora Mensa when he came into NXT UK under a different, much more easier, understandable name, obviously. And of course, he and his tag partner were formerly called the hottest tag team under the sun and became NXT UK Tag Team Champions. Now he's facing somebody that was previously a tag team specialist, LAX, and Express, Mike Santana. How will tie up here.
Oro Mensa hasn't been on TV a whole lot lately, ever since the Meta Girls have been doing their thing. And Noam Dar seems to have fallen off the face of the earth, and he can just stay wherever he fell to.
You know, it's not often that me and JJ agree, ladies and gentlemen, but clip it. JJ, I agree.
Yeah. This is
I mean, Walter and I were discussing it the other day. Honestly, the other three have done a hell of a lot better since Noam Dar disappeared than they were doing when he was still around. And he was the quote-unquote leader of the metaphor.
Doesn't mean a leader always lead by example. Or that's a great escape there, though, in this nice exchange. Again, still looking tonight. Tessa Blanchard must wrestle or she is fired. Frankie Kazarian versus Ace Austin. Vance Warner versus Sami Callihan. Those two are not going to even make it to the ring. And, of course, we know at Sacrifice, stat card already, NXT versus TNA. Rascals Ace Austin will take on Wes Lee and his Pit Bulls. We also have Steve Macklin versus Casey Navarro. Blech. And so much more to come on TNA Impact as we are on the road to Sacrifice. Nice takeover to Harris there by Ora Mensa.
I also called it the other day that this crossover is a good way to utilize people you don't have on your TV on regular. You could throw them to the other place and vice versa, just so they can still have stories and be exposed.
Well, exposed is one thing, story is another. But yeah, Ora Mensa, that was not on my NXT checklist to cross the line. Springboard, single leg drop kick, though.
Just like JDC wasn't.
I don't even want to say it wasn't on my bingo card because I feel like we've beaten that phrase to death this last year plus.
Agree. And again, with NXT, you never know who will cross the line. And he is an active NXT roster member as Mike Santana caught him off the plunger. And drops his face first on the apron. Big follow-up.
After we saw JDC on NXT, I wouldn't put it past anyone to cross that line anymore.
Exactly. At least once every week, if not once every other week. But then again, what happened this week, NXT and TNA both brought that. So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. Charles, good to see you, by the way. Good to see everybody in the chat, by the way. Jamboree, Jerry's World, Emmanuel, of course, Safet, Daniel, Matt, and all the sleepers, stalkers, and just watch along invisible viewers. Appreciate you always because you make it possible. And Mike's Chairman now just lining up Ora Mensa in the corner, vicious chop. And again, like I said, JJ, literally, this is Mike Santana's form of anger management therapy. You know all he's seeing right now is Mustafa Ali. Irish whip, front off the corner, up and over. After Mustafa Ali insulted his 2 years of sobriety. Great insecurity by Mike Santana. Now hooking up Ora Mensa. Lands on his feet, rolled through. Oh! Rolling buck 50 cover! No!
Thought that was going to do it there.
That's a beautiful looking move, man.
Yeah, the reverse rolling cutter. Take a look at this. Caught Ora Mensa perfectly. Quick cover there. Only got a 2 count, though.
You know how they said that would have taken a lesser man out? Ora is a lesser man. That should have took him out.
Right? No disrespect intended to Oro Mensa, but Jesus, how did that not put him away? Mensa up, popping up to the middle rope there.
The way the guys you are trying to rank people, it's like a virtual health bar in a WWE 2K25 video game. It's kind of hilarious.
I was gonna say, you wanna make the video game analogy. You know, Oro Mensa is like a 71,
right?
Those ratings are more rigged than the political system that Mustafa Ali is running versus our realistic government. As Ora Mensa right now hooking up Mike Santana overhead kick.
Aura's ranking would be less than The Miz.
Did you get all of it? Oh, got 2.5.
Damn, I believed Oro Mensa was actually going to do it there for a split second.
Hey, well, you actually gave him a couple of tribute points there with that.
That ripcord Pele kick.
Or Mensa, though, what is this?
Tozawa will probably have more rating than Aura.
Oh, roper, Mike Santana gets a 2 count.
That says something.
Not much, honestly. Especially with who Akira Tozawa has been packaged as. But maybe Gunther can remind exactly who he used to be. And Mike Santana hoisting up. Oh, the buckle bomb! Spin the block! Ditchkins, lariat. Good night, cover! Mike Santana with the win. Sheesh. Spin the block. Took his damn head off.
Son, that's a basketball reference. I don't think Noah would even get it.
Don't make me say F something else that other people seem to care about that I give 0 Fs about. Don't wait a minute. What the hell?
No, he just said that you botched the layup JJ just gave you.
What is this? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mike Santana slander campaign.
Oh, showing him all the times he's been in trouble. This is
not good.
This is reminiscent of CM Punk Jeff Hardy's story back in the day.
Yeah, it really is to a degree.
I'm just waiting for I'm Mustafa Ali, and I approve this message.
Right?
JJ, I hate that you said that.
Just wait, Noah.
It's probably going to happen. Yeah.
I hate when you're right. And Mustafa Ali right now has got to be irate after that.
Dude, come on. It was a straight up political slander message. Of course he had to throw that in there.
It's nothing but freaking ill-fated propaganda. A classless act by someone who's trying to lead by example.
It's entertainment, Noah.
Entertainment my ass. Anyway, Tessa Blanchard might entertain you because guess what? She's up next. Remember, folks, if she don't wrestle, you'll never see her in TNA again. She's fired.
So
we
get
got
the
commercial break, though. Fuck television.
You're fired.
First time I think I've ever heard Mike Santana actually, no, you're tired. Santino Marella actually say, fired! It sounded very non-accented and serious. Damn it. Someone's gonna start keeping a score of these each stream. I could just feel it right now, but I don't think nothing's gonna beat SmackDown, honestly. I really don't think nothing's gonna beat that. Anyway.
Never say never, Noah. Never say never.
That is 3 hours snooze fest slower than the damn sloth from Zootopia at the DMV, and you know it!
We have Raw from the Garden coming in a week and a half.
They've been going 2.5. I'll give them that. Anyway. Yeah,
I prefer the We'll Be Right Back than to commercials, though.
I agree, because here, at least, it's like, okay, this is something I can tolerate. Wrestling logo. Some miscellaneous music. Okay. Anyway. Yes, folks, Tessa Blanchard's up next. I know, and I'm sure that I'm just going to say she's a R-word, and not the R-word you're thinking of, though I'm sure there's 2 different R-words people are thinking of when I say that. Be respectful. And again,
Tessa,
we'll see soon enough.
We coming for you, Tessa. We coming for you.
Oh, good grief. For the freaking sirens of a whole different form. Not from Brooklyn. Again, is it going to be someone from TNA? Is it going to be an independent wrestler from CCW, maybe, where Malachi Black is? Because we are in Florida, by the way. That's a Florida promotion. Is it somebody from NXT? Is it a amateur athlete from LFG? Who the hell knows?
From reality wrestling or from this one or from
reality wrestling. That's a good point.
I posed this to Walter earlier, and I want to see how you feel to this. Izzy Moreno. Yes, she's 17, but it's an independent contract. Waivers can be signed for the parents. May 1st, TNA comes to UC Irvine for their live Impact After Rebellion. That is Izzy's 18th birthday.
That right there, I could see being the debut in TNA for Izzy Moreno. I don't see it tonight, despite it being Full Sail. So tonight, I'm going to say
I'm just
no.
saying, I know
holding
for a
out for
fact
her.
Izzy was there when they did this taping. She posted on her social.
You follow that? I
So-
don't. So, okay. We'll see. I don't think tonight. I just don't.
I don't know if she was just there as a fan or as a performer. If she had her gear with her, a good, respectful indie wrestler always has their gear with them.
You would know.
But it's Full Sail, man. Like, there's something that makes me wonder.
Well, considering she literally sat on the right side of the entranceway, watching her role model Bailey rise to prom. Hold that thought. Mike Satana is pissed.
And Lee reminding us that Jeff Hardy wrestled on WWF television at 16 years old. Granted, he lied about his age, but she's just saying. I see a spam bot in here, Walter, if you want to remove that. Is that Tasha Steeles that's with them?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Miss Steels.
Whoa. I mean, again, Mike Santana wants to relay a message directly to Mustafa Ali, and of course, Ali letting his party do the talking for him, not in the building, it looks like. But eventually, Mike Santana is going to kick Mustafa Ali's ass. Speaking of kicking ass, looks like Tessa Blanchard is dressed to compete.
Guess she does care about her job.
Well, I mean, you came back to TNA for some sort of reason, I imagine. Maybe you got tired of wrestling down in Mexico. I don't know. And, of course, we saw Tessa Blanchard prior to this also wrestle on VIP Wrestling against Alejandra.
Well, whoever she's fighting is already in the ring. It does not look like Izzy, but who is it?
I'm not sure. We'll find out here in a moment. Kelsey Heather. Kelsey Heather, young, bright, rising up and coming, independently contracted wrestler. I remember seeing her one time ago on AEW Dark. And again, Tess says, as long as the bell rings, she has fulfilled what Team Morella has contractually obligated and threatened her with. So it looks like we got a one-on-one match. Here we go.
There's the bell.
First time we're seeing Tessa Blanchard wrestle since she had that war with the juggernaut Jordan Grace and said this is not only her division, this is her company now. And nobody is on her level or above her, including management.
First time wrestling on Impact in 4 years.
And, of course, last match she had was literally in 2020 for the TNA Tag Team Championships against the North, alongside Eddie Edwards, and it was her own ego that cost them.
Ego.
Of course, we saw Ethan Page lose in that tag match, but he and Javon might still be finding a class for all we know as that turned into a one-on-one. Kelsey Heather up and around, takes Tessa Blanchard up and over.
Nice head scissors.
Oh, kicked at the knee, though. And a stomp on the hand, and Tessa just so aggressive. And now Kelsey Heather trapped in the front face lock. Uh-oh. Oh, the suplex in the corner.
Gorgeous vertical suplex there.
Well, again, Tessa Blanchard said she makes it look easy, and Mance Slamovich, of course, is never afraid to do the work or fight anybody. Why Tessa didn't take up the advantage of challenging her possibly for that battle royale, Tessa said she will do it on her time.
Masha's got to be careful having her back turned. You never know when Cora Jade's going to show up.
Yeah, that's the only way Cora Jade knows how to take care of a TNA Knockouts World Champion. Let's see what happens when she faces her face-to-face when the bell rings.
Hey, you know what? How are you going to hate a smart individual like that?
Who's next
smart,
in line, Cora
sneaky,
or Tessa?
cunning, or desperate for a win that involves a championship glory? You tell me.
Little
Tessa
column A,
Blanchard right
little
now
column
looking up
B, little
Kelsey.
column C.
Possibly looking for a buzzsaw DDT. Kelsey able to escape, though, off the ropes.
No,
Who's
who's next in line? Is it Tessa or
forward
Tora?
flip? 2 count.
Horace got the shot at Sacrifice.
Exactly.
Okay.
Schoolgirl by Kelsey. It's 2 count.
So
Kelsey
I
had her
assume
hanging
it's
pretty
Tessa
far.
after that.
Oh, man. A cutter.
That.
Uh-oh. Hammerlock.
Ooh.
See, there's the buzzsaw. Lights out, Kelsey. Blanchard wins.
Thanks for coming, Kelsey. She saves her job.
And sends a message to anybody that dares try to be in that ring with her.
What was
What
that
you
like?
want? I call her effective and dominant. Eventually, we're going to see Tessa Blanchard challenge for that TNA Knockouts World Championship.
What was that? 4 minutes, guys?
I don't know. You had a stopwatch?
Mm-mm.
I'm here, guys. I just was handed dinner, so.
No, you're fine. As we go backstage to the Monster Slam with Gia Miller.
And
Oh,
what did
what the
JJ
hell?
say? What did JJ say?
Watch your back, Masha.
Well, she's looking at a bigger challenger, I think. But yeah, to your point, another cheap shot sneak attack by Cora Jade. Again, we'll see who smashes who at Sacrifice when the title's on the line. Still to come tonight, of course, our main event, the System, and Alisha, that cheat code, will be in the corner against Oba Femi and the Hardys. Can Moose avoid being pinned by Jeff Hardy finally?
Doesn't matter what you do before the match. It matters what happens at Sacrifice. So Cora could do all the sneak
Exactly.
attacking that she wants. It matters after the bell rings.
Yep. And I'll see once and for all if Cora Jade is Atlanta Blacklight Remember or she's simply Roxanne's friend. Anyway, another commercial break here. Fuck television. I'm more curious now when the next time we're going to see Tessa Blanchard wrestle or even confront the champion. It seems like Tessa at this point is like, I can do whatever I want, but at this point in the business, why would you not want to hold the gold when you truly could have all the power? Again, stop it. Again, it's one of those things where I think about if you're not in here for the championship, get the fuck out.
Who knows if they dare let her cross the line too.
That's a fair point as well. And of course, we know, let's bring it up to speed when it comes to y'all's brand, NXT. Like I said, we're coming Roadblock. We now know that Julia, Beautiful Madness, will defend the NXT Women's Championship against La Primera, Stephanie Valkyrie, the NXT Women's North American Champion. Title for title, winner takes all at Roadblock. We also know at this point that Fraxium will finally challenge the Hot Boys, freaking Santino, for the TNA Tag Team Championships, regardless what happens here tonight. And we also know, of course, in a straight-up NXT-focused match, that's the only match known so far on the card, we know we got at least 4 titles right now on the line and 3 matches in. So I don't know what else Ava Rain and the team are up to their sleeve. But coming up next, Steve Mann destroys first trash. And Casey Navarro as AJ Francis is in the corner.
It's Timu S.A. Rios.
Will you stop that? Goddammit.
Managed by Timu Suge Knight.
This watch along, folks, is brought to you by the word Timu. Every time you hear the word Timu, take a drink. Public service announcement. The Simple Level Studios does not endorse alcoholism or drinking yourself into a hangover. Hashtag be like Mike Santana. Be recovered, be reborn, be smarter. Thank you. This is the public service announcement courtesy of the Simple Man. I'm Noah Foster, and I approve this message.
I've got to know, what do you think about this champion versus champion title for title match between Julia and Stephanie Valkyrie?
Look, I followed both women's careers before you guys even knew who the hell they were, before I tweeted about the match in Corrigan Hall. I'm well aware of Stephanie Valkyrie's upbringing through CMLL, despite the fact she was born in Chile, in South America, and I'm extremely aware of the journey of Julia all the way through Stardom, where at one point she lost her damn hair to Tam Nakano, and she was out injured and had to refocus her style on being more aggressive and technical. I saw the journey of Donna Del Mundo with Suzu Suzuki and Prominence Invasion all the way to Julia's end. It's one of those things where I think it's too soon. But like Keith Lee and Adam Cole, Great American Bash, they did it. Both titles was won by Keith Lee. Keith Lee immediately relinquished one. I think this is a match that could stand and deliver, but it is huge implications considering where we're at literally virtually we're at the Garden. I'm torn, but if anyone deserves it, I think it is Julia. But based on what I've seen so far, it does seem like there's more of an uprise, a momentum in favor of Stephanie Valkyrie, considering she's lost less than Julia. So I'm extremely torn. If there was time limits, which of course here in the States we don't do, I would want to go to a time limit because I don't think both titles need to be involved. I just want to see the best woman win. And because of the double title applications, I expect tomfoolery, shenanigans, and a disqualification. But I also am glad to see that we are walking with Elijah with Joe Hendry. But I'm going to be glad to see this double title match regardless.
Noah, look down. This is what you just almost said.
It'll be a draw. They won't let no one win over someone going to interfere. Look, either both shoulders get pinned or both women get counted out. But if it does get interference, fuck my integrity when this is Joshi Pro greatness on the States. Doesn't really prove to me something. I will freaking rant. Anyway, I'm not going to.
Something!
If rumors are to be believed, Noah, and I don't mean to take away from walking with Elijah and the man we all believe in here, but
we believe.
If rumors are to be believed like we believe in Joe Hendry, the reason this is happening now is because Julia is injured.
Oh, no!
So we very well could be seeing Stephanie Valkyrie walk out a double champ in 2 weeks at Roadblock, and then pulling a Keith Lee, defending both titles, probably having to pull double duty at Stand and Deliver, retaining the world title, dropping the North American title.
I hate that almost as much as I hate hearing Alisha Edwards' voice. Elijah, hit him with the guitar.
Good to know my TNA merch came today. Okay.
Well, that was random.
What'd you order? Another Joe Hendry shirt?
A Jeff Hardy shirt and why can't I think of who the Rosemary?
Left Behind. Of course, we haven't seen Rosemary since she missed it. Layleen Lee, and we don't really know Layleen Lee's medical condition right now because of the Tessa interrupting last week. Speaking of interruptions, one of the biggest interruptions in this era of TNA was that segment last week by Top Trash in First Class, AJ Francis and Casey Navarro, as KC is in singles action.
It's no class. But anyways,
before you guys get on a tangent running these two down, let me just take a moment for my boy DJ to promote that tomorrow on the X Spaces,
there you go,
I believe at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific, he is actually supposed to be joining and interviewing AJ Francis. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, check him out for that, and now you guys can do whatever you want to do as far as he goes.
Yeah, support rock and rolls, definitely. Respect. Anyway.
That's cool that he rescheduled it, because I know he canceled on him last time.
And some people, actually fall through. And this guy fall through on everything that he believes in. Front toward enemy, make him for all, tag him and dag him, Steve Macklin.
We both said earlier that we feel like, Noah, when you wasn't here, that Eric Young's going to have something to do with this match.
Well, considering Steve Macklin basically has been given an ultimatum to be alongside Eric Young, who feels he's untouchable, you wonder if he's going to be in Macklin's aid or he's going to be Macklin's aggravation. And will it be during this match or afterwards? Again, he's been waiting on an answer. He thinks that Macklin will fall in line alongside him, not behind him. But again, Macklin says he doesn't want nothing to do with this, especially after the war he and Josh Alexander had during TNA. And of course, now Eric Young is the leader of the Northern Armory.
The war that nobody knows how to tie a zip tie with?
Well, that's a whole different conversation. Anyway, bell rings were underway for this impromptu singles match, about as impromptu as it gets. Yeah, Casey Navarro, though, of course, previously seen him involved in Ring of Honor, but of course, Key and AJ Friends has also been previous challengers for the TNA Tag Team Championships. You were talking about, though, about what's next for Macho Slamovic. I mean, is it going to be Tessa? Is it going to be somebody else that we don't expect to be somebody else that crosses the line? I mean, you figure about Joe Hendry. Yeah, he's walking with Elijah right now, but he currently doesn't have a challenger for the title. And Steve Maclin, of course, was the very first person eliminated last year's Slammiversary six-pack challenge, and I don't think he's forgotten that.
In all honesty, I see Elijah hitting Joe Hendry with that guitar, and that's his next opponent.
Yeah, it's just a matter of when. Oh, what a power bomb!
Look at the size of difference of these two.
Again, Maclin, no nonsense. How fitting, by the way, Steve Maclin back at Full Sail University. I have not forgotten about that. Of course, that no disqualification match that Steve Maclin had against the likes of Josh Alexander last year at Turning Point was really the turning point of Macklin's career. Former
Those two went at it. And
it ended with bullet shells. It ended with Maclin planting Alexander on bullet shells, literally proving that Maclin was bulletproof.
Yep.
Cover.
I thought I caught thumbtacks in the bag, and it was bullet shells.
That's a first for me, I'll be honest with you. And I've watched a lot of freaking wrestling. If you know, you know. And I'm not just talking about the States here. AJ Francis is checking on Casey Navarro, though. And again, Macklin's got to be aware of the... I'm just going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Macklin's got to be careful, though, the outside. Need to focus on his opponent here.
He's the Timo Hugo Strange today. He's got the circle glasses on.
Speaking of watching all the wrestling, make sure you tune into these guys on Saturday as they count down their top 10 matches for February.
Look at this guy cross-promoting, and I thought I was the guy that had to do all the shilling. And look at AJ driving Maclin face first on the apron, and a cheap shot.
Well, hey, if Matt and Jeff pull the cards right, that match might show up.
I'm about to say it is the end of February, so I mean, it's not like anything's going to happen tomorrow. To my knowledge, I don't think there's anything happening tomorrow.
SmackDown.
SmackDown.
Navarro right now trying to take Mac out of the corner. Uh-oh. And there is Eric Young, to your point, with the Norman Armory, watching out from the entranceway. Case Navarro taking advantage, though. Running double stomp off the blockbuster. Gets a 1 count. Yeah, AJ Francis right now, is he keeping the Northern Armory at bay, or is he more worried about them?
I don't think he cares, to be honest.
I don't think AJ Francis cares about anything unless it's put in his wallet. That was a vicious elbow by Maclin. Good grief. I think he caught him on the ear there. In case Navarro, nice sling blade, takes Steve Maclin down, almost spins him on his head. Cover. Shoulders down for a 2 count. And of course, we know we got the self-proclaimed king of TNA, Frankie Kazarian, taking on Ace Austin. Femi and the Hardys versus the System. TNA Knockouts tag titles on the line. Spitfire versus Ash and Heather by Elegance. And the losers become the winners, personal concierge for 24 hours. And we also have Insanity Abound as Vance Warner takes on Sami Callihan. I really don't think that match is going to happen. Jason Navarro of the road. Oh, God damn, what a clothesline. Maclin right now, building momentum. You were saying,
my wife said it earlier. It's not a match. It's a fight.
That's fair. And Maclin just literally front toward enemy, rushing in the corner and hooking up Case Navarro. Cover 2, no.
That was like a modified Olympic slam.
Yeah, exactly. Took the words out of my mouth. Shout out to all-time TNA great, TNA Hall of Famer, Kurt Angle.
The fact that Kurt Angle was longer in TNA than WWE boggles my mind.
Why is that boggling your mind?
It's just one of those crazy facts that he had a longer TNA career than the WWE.
Yeah, and he literally did everything. Freaking leader of the Main Event Mafia, former TNA general manager, record-setting TNA champion, TNA match quality player, etc. And of course, TNA Hall of Famer. Frog splash by Case Navarro, cover on Maclin, kick at 2. Woof. And of course, there's one thing you can say about Steve Macklin and his tenure here in TNA. He shows not only he's bulletproof, he is extremely resilient. Of course, if you literally served our country, you know how to be resilient.
Of course.
Mental warfare on point versus the physical warfare. Casey Navarro up and over, though. Almost a wrecking ball drop kick. Now, Casey might be looking for the final shot here out of the corner. Up and over, Macklin.
He's looking to serve first class tonight.
Well, he might not be able to pay for that ticket. Oh, man!
Ow.
Oh, God. That was like a modified end of days.
Looked painful is what it looked.
Yeah, right? Whatever happened to that guy anyway? Uh-oh. Macklin. Tag him. Bag him. Casey Navarro in the corners in the tree of woe. Which means Macklin got him in his crosshairs.
Ouch.
You saw that glare, by the way, to Eric Young, by the way, which is why he waited. And here is the KIA. That is it. Count to 20.
Killed in action.
Macklin wins. That was a high elevated KIA DDT.
Mm-hmm.
That was good.
Eric Young seems pleased by what he just saw there from Steve Macklin.
You know it's good when JJ got quiet. I was like, he's enjoying that.
It's one thing to observe wrestling. It's another thing to enjoy dinner and observe wrestling. Why not do both?
Yep. Home fried chicken wings, vegetable medley, and chopped up potatoes.
That's a good course meal right there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, again, we still have a lot more to come tonight. That crazy six-man tag team match, Frank Kazarian versus Ace Austin. But coming up next, Spitfire defends the TNA Impact Tag Team Championship against Alisha by Eggleton. Can they finally put this aggravation behind them, or will they become personal concierge for 24 hours? We're up next here on TNA Impact, Puck Television.
New tag champs.
Shut up!
New tag champs.
No. Not after they went
right.
that far to risk their
For-
team.
For everybody in the chat room, when it comes to
go.
the Knockout Tag Teams title match that is coming up, if you think that we're going to have new champs, I want you to write "and new." If you think Spitfire is retaining, put "and still." Let's see what everybody thinks here in the chat room.
Walter, this is when you start creating polls like they used to for the TNA Ultimate Insiders on YouTube. And boy, do I miss that. Gosh.
Walter's son says "and new."
And new. Freaking and new.
Which, speaking of kids in the Simply Reliable studios, I do have Natalie's predictions for this evening.
I was about to literally call her out because, again, the most gentle, soulful voice in the Simply Reliable studios, but also now a player in the WWE Predictions League after a good score at the Royal Rumble and her league kickoff. So I look forward to seeing what picks she has here as well and how far you and her agree and disagree, which I'm expecting both in certain flavors. And again, folks, Simply Predicting tonight, 10:30 p.m. Standard Time, me and a gaggle of fools simply predicting anything but 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live. It's going to be a fun one and a long one tonight.
Oh, I'm sure 4 matches and a segment, probably going 2.5 hours.
Not to mention Madman Riff put in the bonus point of pick the person who's eliminated first.
That's the hardest one for me for
I'm sure
both
it's
matches.
I'm sure it's for everybody. I have my thoughts, but I'm sure it is for everybody. Personal versus professional aside.
Manuel says "and still." He says Spitfire is going to retain. So right now we got a split here in the chat room.
I put a poll in there. There is a poll.
You son of a bitch. Oh, good Lord. Well, again, folks, and you can spend more interactions and interactivity here in some of our studios with me, Walter. We level up the content here with Simply Gaming. Stay tuned to see when the first credits put in and when things will continue and how you can make things continue. Very soon here at Simply Labo Studios, the content levels up with gaming.
Emmanuel, you got to put your opinion in that And the poll, because already 4 votes and it's 100% yes.
Son of a bitch. Look, I'm just the play-by-play guy here. I don't mess with the chat or anything you put in there, all right? But there is a point where sometimes even I cannot be simply pulling the line, all right? Especially y'all trigger me. But anyway, we'll see what happens here soon enough. Again, this is Ash and Heather by Elegance. Third attempt now at challenging for the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships against Spitfire.
Third time can be the charm.
Well, I pray to God you're wrong at the fact that we're approaching the month of luck. And of course, we are home in the spiritual home of NXT, Full University. It's Tessa Blanchard in her blacksmith jumpsuit, TNA jumpsuit, and there is Leiling Lee.
You may need to refresh to see the poll.
It looks like she's literally about to leave the building. You talk too much, okay? I don't think Lei Ling's here for words. Sentino Morella that diffused the situation.
So far, JJ, 6 votes. All 100% yes, they're going to lose the titles. Dang.
Well, Santino just made another match official for Sacrifice. Looks like Lei Ling will try and thunderstruck a diamond as it's Tessa Blanchard versus Lei Ling Lee at Sacrifice. And now, oh, fucking hell, I forgot this guy exists.
I just posted a poll on my X page. Timu Paul Rubens in the ring now. We just had Timu S.A. Rios and Timu Suge Knight. Now it's the Timu Paul Rubens.
And this show, again, is brought to you by the word Timu. Please take a non-alcoholic drink each time.
Wesley says, and new.
By the way, I forgot that earlier. You did say it again.
I don't know how I'm going to remain integral during this, let alone during that guy's freaking breathing existence.
I'll put the poll. I'll leave the poll up for about 2 more minutes. Get your votes in before.
Well, I know Jeff Meacham must be really happy with their ensemble tonight because they might be channeling, arguably, something far more successful than them.
Little Minnie Mouses here.
Minnie Monet's better.
Well, we have rejected Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. We got rejected Disney characters now. Okay. Well, anyway, Ash and Headed by Elegance, again, like I said, it's their third chance now, challenging for those TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships after losing to Spitfire on 2 previous occasions. But, unfortunately, thanks to somebody crossing the line that shouldn't have, where business was not needed and not involved, it was Ash Headed by Elegance getting a win on one half of the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions, which led to this match. But this added stipulation, I think Santino Morella is about done with this shit.
Emmanuel, did you get your vote in? Because it's still 100% yes right now.
Come on, Spitfire! Daniel and Jody Fred, who literally put their own team on the line in beating the system last year for these titles. I've been running wild with them ever since.
Speaking of running wild, there goes Jody Threat.
Jody Fred, the wild child from Toronto. Danny Luna, former Rev Pro British Women's Undisputed Champion, for losing that title to Mina Shirakawa,
who lost it to Mercedes Moné.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. We're not talking about that. The threat, of course, was not legal on the pinfall at Dennis Smith.
No, for every once in a while, can you give me credit for knowing my shit?
Yeah, I will. I mean, but you also don't know much about
we all know how everybody feels about Mercedes, but you can at least say that you're proud of me for knowing that before, moving on. Jeez.
All right, fine. I'll give you some credit. I'll give you a gamer score of 5 points there. Anyway, TNA Knockouts Tag Team Championships on the line here. Spitfire, Ash vs. Heather, 3. And in fact, this also came from the fact that the referee apparently did not know who was legal. So technically speaking, I guess it is 1 in favor of Spitfire, 0 on Fairbash Heather. This is their second officially legal binding encounter, which I hope has a legit decision that puts them. What happens to rejected Disney characters? Where do they go? Oh, yeah, a warehouse in a box, never to be seen again behind a vault. It looks like Jody Fred is going to kick things off here with Ash. Good Lord.
As long as they don't meet the dip from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Actually, that would be excellent. Where's Judge Doom?
Wait, you know a movie reference, Noah?
When I was once a wee lad, I told you I watched movies, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit is one of my favorite movies of all time, right there with Scarface. How's that for polarizing opposites for you?
Really quick side note, you should have seen Natalie the first time she saw that. Her mind was fucking blown seeing Daffy Duck and Donald Duck on the same stage together.
That's fair, to be
Bugs
honest.
and Mickey together.
Yeah, I mean, hey, freaking things can coexist. Cartoon Network, Disney, I mean, weirder things have happened.
Noah, you never cease to amaze me and find a way to surprise me.
Well, I mean, I'm simple. So if I surprise, then I guess I must be doing something right beyond what I'm doing here. And Jody Fred right now trapped in a headlock by Ash in the legs. But again, Jody Fred, well trained by Josh Alexander, knows to escape that hold. And immediately goes into her own headlock takedown.
He's just a simple man. Simple man. He loves his wrestling. Wrestling.
Waist lock, and I love German suplexes and takedowns by Jody Fred. Again, though, I will say this to your point. There are definitely a lot of prominent women tag teams in WWE that definitely can cross the line and maybe challenge the TNA Suggemi. They cover the crucifix. It's a 1 count, though, as Ash makes the tag to Heather. And I do think there also is a chance that there could be another tag team in TNA under the right developments. Kylan King get well soon.
Hey, JJ, you'll get a kick out of this.
And now Jody Fred taking advantage of Heather. Danny Luna, the only one not yet involved here in the match. Thrown in the corner of the champions, and Jody Fred falls up with a clothesline. Of course, Heather Reckless became part of TNA last year and joined the Concierge and Ash and became elegant.
I'm the Renegade of Wrestling, and I approve that stat.
Oh, clubbing shot in the corner. Damn it. What are y'all talking about? Tag made here. Now Danny Luna in with Heather. The scoop slam. Of course, it was last year at Hard to Kill where Danny Luna and Jody Fred learned about each other's powers. Here's the cover of both lanes, got a 2 count, and won their first TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions against MK Ultra, Killer Kelly, and Masha Slamovics.
Damn. Wife got you there, Noah.
Hoisted up in the fireman's carry. What number? And Danny Luna
You didn't see it. Look down now, Noah.
I'm focusing on the monitor. Drop kick. Sliding
Look down, Noah. Look down for a second, Noah.
Cross body cover. Hold that spot, 2 count. What are you doing? What the hell? Seriously, you two?
I'm not on the producer side. Don't say you two. That was all Walter.
Walter! How many more stats are going to be about me tonight? Stay tuned, folks, for all your stats, courtesy of All Things Sports from Stat Boy Mikey and his barkeep, Dory Lou, of course, and the Stat Boy Sports Bar. And, of course, they gave some stats here towards the Elimination Chamber. Stay tuned for more on that. There's the ding. And a distraction there. Oh, man! And the Elegance brand might take the title here and gets a 2 count off that double team. Not yet. I mean, again, all he did was add a stat, and he didn't say something stupid. He typed something, I guess, that everyone would say is accurate. First, Concierge, of course, getting involved here. Reject Pee Wee Herman. R.I.P. Cover. Looking for a leg. It's a 1 count. Calling these two the dream team. If this is the dream, then this is the worst nightmare I'm currently awake to see. Tag made.
Whoa.
Probably the same nightmare Wendy Chu ain't waking up from.
Look, when you're in the undead realm, there is no coming back, okay? You could ask the bunny about that when she was killed off.
Hey, but you know what? Eric Young died and he came back.
He didn't go to the undead realm. Do not try and understand the fabrication of the multiverse of professional wrestling.
So did PCO.
They're both Canadian also, though, to be fair. And PCO's not human. Now Jody Fred needs to make a tag in Luna. Of course, PCO has been MIA since going rogue at GCW. in the Hammerstein Ballroom. Nice insecurity there. Tab made it Danny Luna.
Here we go.
Danny Luna now and Ash, I believe, are legal. Going to work here against Ash Violet. And I can only imagine the winning team is going to go celebrate in Disney World. Up and around, and uh-oh. Unable the power, the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Danny Luna. And now hoisting her up. Big power bomb, high stack, cover retain. Get a 2 count. Danny Luna, arguably one of the most powerful women on the entire TNA Knockouts roster.
No,
What are you saying, Walter?
if your worst nightmare comes true, where do Spitfire go from here if they do lose the titles?
I hope not a fallout, but I would also hope a rematch as quick as possible, because technically they would be 1-1 if the Concierge is going to bicker about that last result. But again, right now I'm just watching a suplex clip by Danny Luna, and I don't mind watching that.
They could lose here, and then Sacrifice will be the rematch.
Well, I mean, quicker things have happened.
Deadlift German there by Danny Luna.
Yeah, exactly. But you see Ash right now going to Heather. Oh, and a little double team there as Danny is thrown first in the second rope.
Dude, that deadlift suplex is not easy.
Backstabber. Look out as Heather up in the corner. Double stomp. Backstabber combination. Cover for new champs. And Jody Fret with the save with a drop kick.
By the way, I sent Jeff an image of Ash and Heather in their Minnie Mouse outfits, and he approves.
That's Jeff Meacham, and he approved that message.
Jeff Meacham, and he approves those outfits.
If he's at work, then I know that's why he approved it. If he's not at work, it'd be a different conversation. A break of the eyes of Jody Fred, and a blind tag, I believe, was made to Ash. If Jody Fred's not aware of it, I don't know. Big driver by Jody Fred. Cover up the near leg. It gets a 2 count. Damn it.
Dare we call that a mini driver?
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah, Lily, he earned it. Damn it, Walter, you freaking idiot! Jody Fred right now going, rebound off the second rope, knees first. And the tab made to Heather. Heather's legal, and Heather right now, and Ash squaring up Jody. Got both arms hooked. Jody fine bat, though, gets the boot. Oh, and catches Ash with a stunner.
Man,
tab made now to Danny Luna.
Jody's lucky she had those knee pads, because she hit those ropes hard.
That big boot to Heather. Now Heather brought her the hard way.
Just got the tag to Danny Luna. Y'all are ahead of me a little bit.
Good God. Look at that deadlift German from the outside in. Get your
God damn.
And Chad made a Jody Fret. And now trying to put that thing away. Pressure drop. Jody with the cover. Fuck you all again. Your concierge for 24 hours.
Ah, boo.
And still, ... TNA Knockout Tag Team Champions. Danny Luna, Jody Fret, Spitfire, legitimately and legally.
Boo.
Boo, exactly, boo.
Oh, go cry in your fake makeup room.
Well,
Oh, wait, that's right. You don't have a chance to. Don't you have an obligation for the next day or so? Yeah, I'm about to say, wasn't there a stipulation involved in this?
Well, according to my mom, I'm in the makeup room already.
And let's also give a warm welcome to the new personal concierge of Spitfire.
Wait, so are they going to get mohawks? Seriously?
Hey, I'm for it. A beautiful moment. Ash and Heather are going to learn what hard work actually means.
Not so elegant moment.
Oh, I'm sure they'll be elegant on the other side. Well,
24.
Congratulations to Jody Fred and Danny Luna. Heather and Ash, have fun. Still to come tonight, Femi and the Hardys look to break the system as they're in 6-man tag team action. That's one of the happiest moments I've had this week. But also still to come, Kazarian goes one-on-one with Ace Austin in what should be a very unique X-Division exhibition. But coming up next, anything but unique. Vance Warner versus Sami Callihan in what should be a bout of violence when we come back to TNA. Fuck television. So first off, why I just get it out one more time. Man, that was great. Oh, and I cannot wait to see the shenanigans. And you can stay tuned, folks, for the Saturday Shenanigans hosted by the Renegade Wrestling JJ Williams. This Saturday, after the Elimination Chamber, we celebrate Jeff motherfucking Meacham's birthday and the fallout of the Elimination Chamber and so much more with the weekly moderated conversation of madness. The Saturday Shenanigans hosted by Renegade Wrestling JJ Williams. I'm sure they're going to, get a nice haircut. They're going to take care of their gear. If you think about what the tag champions might need to do, it's busy being a tag champion, right? You need a couple of good hands to help you. Now they have 4, and the concierge wants to help you. I'm sure they'll be more than welcome to add him to the fray, too. So what's the worst that can happen in 24 hours?
That'll be the longest 24 hours of their career.
And they deserve it. Sign up for it. Oh, I'm very happy. That was great. Pressure point. What a hell of a freaking tag finish, by the way. The release to the freaking power bomb. Oh, that was beautiful. And the right team won. Okay. Well, that being said, again, hopefully everyone's enjoying the conversation, the reactions, the realistic coverage. And again, as JJ puts up the graphic, give a warm pre-lated birthday to Jeff motherfucking Meacham, as he will be with us on the Saturday Shenanigans, most definitely, if not just tonight officially, as we celebrate his birthday and talk about the fun in this chamber and so much more. The weekly moderated madness conversation of wrestling, hosted by Wrestling JJ Williams, the Saturday Shenanigans.
Homer Macho Man. Wow.
What were you thinking with this graphic, though? Good grief. I understand he's a cartoon buff, Disney buff. Well, I guess Disney owns virtually every cartoon.
If I'm being honest, the way it started is I saw somebody post a picture of Max Goof as Jey Uso. And so I was like, okay, can I find any other Disney characters dressed as wrestlers? I wasn't able to. But then all of these other images started coming up. Peter Griffin and Quagmire as Sami and KO.
Piece of peace.
Homer and Marge Simpson as Mach and Elizabeth. Wolverine is Chris Benoit. Mario and Luigi is Penta and Ray Phoenix. I just got rid of the Ray Phoenix version and left Penta there because Ray Phoenix isn't in WWE. So, but I just thought it would be kind of fun, instead of throwing up our traditional graphics of the wrestlers we're going to discuss for the week.
Fair.
It's fun. It shows the celebration. It shows the shenanigans.
Quote unquote.
So that's what the inspiration was. It all started with that Max Goof one.
All right. Well, hey, I'll leave y'all to that. Again, why you see...
and Walter's son thinks it's a cool graphic, so thank you there, Jamboree.
Well, when it comes to your absolute indulgement for everyone's shenanigans, your spirit in such is absolutely unstoppable and unbreakable, as is our schedule, where they might try and kill me in April. Because stay tuned, folks, because the TNA coverage is nonstop, and added to it will be, of course, Unbreakable. Stay tuned for that, April 17th. In what could be a 5-hour-long stream, as we go backstage to the new concierge of the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions, already being put to work.
Are those stinky elbow pads?
Nice and sweaty.
Hey, you know what? After a hard-fought match.
I think someone like James wouldn't mind carrying those. Rosalurus!
Lose, or you might be fired. Oh, the price of victory and the agony of defeat.
Osamu Nishimura just passed away.
Shaman Nishimura? Man,
What?
Apparently he had a battle with cancer.
Oh, F cancer.
But yeah, that's something that does deserve the biggest F on the freaking solar system. Anyway, this might be the biggest F up tonight, as Vance Warner and Steph DeLander is about to go one-on-one with Sami Callihan. Steph DeLander, by the way, still in possession, but not recognized as the TNA Digital Media Champion.
Noah, do you happen to know? I know you don't care about this kind of stuff, but are they a real couple, like in real life, or just Storyline only.
I have no fucking clue, but just looking at this, you wouldn't shock me one bit. I would say get a room, but honestly, they probably don't do it. Never mind. Anyway, Vance Warner, of course, formerly involved, for those that might not know,
We're just gonna skip over
GCW.
that.
Well, according to her wiki page, she is engaged to Mance Warner.
Oh, Jesus.
So this is a legitimate relationship according to wiki.
Well, I guarantee you that Sami Callihan won't be invited to the wedding, but he might be looking to create a eulogy. Just when I thought Sami Callihan couldn't get any more violent and bizarre.
From Dayton, Ohio, your neck of the woods. Well, your state.
Technically, it's anonymous Ohio, but no one knows anything from Dayton. But anyway, yes, he is from Ohio. Death Machine, former TNA World Champion. Yes, I know that. Also, I believe he's a runner and promoter of wrestling Revolver. Anyway, Sami Callihan, though, has been at odds and with Vance Warner in every place but the damn TNA ring.
I don't think we're gonna actually get a winner because this is just gonna be a damn fight.
Again, what would you expect with these two yahoos? You would think you were watching GCW. Bell rings are underway.
I was going to say, let's keep in mind, we've got about 40 minutes left to show. We still have this match and 2 more.
Yeah, you just saw a stunner, by God.
Well, now I did.
Callihan with the first shot done early as he rose to the outside of the ring.
Let's pause for a little bit.
And Callihan lifting up the apron.
And Callihan just lifted up the apron.
Yeah, and then when he grabs his first tool of fun, if you want to call it that.
Steel chair in hand.
We're live.
Giving the thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yep, we're good. Thumbs down, and Sami with the chair. Wait a minute. Sami, this is not an old school cage. Oh, fuck it. I knew it was not going to be a match. Yeah, you gave all that time, JJ. How much time do you think Sami Callihan wants to beat the ass of Vance Warner?
The referee didn't do anything, though. Referee's discretion.
I heard the bell ring.
Oh, it did? Oh, I didn't hear it.
It was a freaking sanctioned normal match. Oh, swinging a miss against the ring post, trying to take Vance Warner's head off. This match has been officially thrown out. And a clubbing clothesline by Vance Warner. I guess technically Vance Warner did win because Sami did use a weapon. I don't know. If you
I told you it wouldn't be an actual match.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame Callihan being this pissed off at the weeks of attack by Vance Warner and Steph DeLander. Every chance they've gotten.
True.
Now Vance grabbing the chair into Sami Callihan's midsection on the floor.
Security.
Yeah, you might need more than that. You might need somebody to put this man in a straitjacket.
Top flight security of the world, Craig.
Oh, jeez.
Top mother flight.
And security just got wiped out by Sami, who's being restrained by officials and security. Now Steph DeLander watching from the aisleway, the safest part of the ring. I can't believe I said that. Santino, you need to let these two fight without being constrained until one can't fight no more.
Sacrifice.
Well, where is he? We need some order. Get the directive authority out here. Good grief.
Let them fight.
Yeah, leave it to you to echo the sentiment. It's a Full Sail University for these two madmen.
Well, there they go.
Oh, Jesus. It's on and popping. Yeah, I don't even think a cage is going to contain these two at this point. Hold that thought.
You asked for him, Noah.
Well, finally, good grief. Yeah, I just realized we got Santino Morales both of Santino's themes this week.
He just booked
a street fight. Sacrifice.
All right, fine. What the hell? Throw the kitchen sink at each other legally. I don't give a damn.
Maybe they get their own.
I'll wait till sacrifice, JJ and Walter.
This is pretty scary. They picture these two with no restrictions.
I like violence, but yeah, when you really want to talk about unlimited violence, these two might be the definition of it. Well, Vance Warner and Sami Callihan, street fight at sacrifice.
I mean, he
Good
could use
grief.
that chair all he wants at that sacrifice.
Hey, who says he has to just use a chair? We're in Texas. They could use barbed wire for all I care. Still to come tonight, of course, six-man tag team match in the System versus Femi and the Hardys. And will Femi pin Moose ahead of Roadblock? But coming up next, it's Ace Austin versus Frankie Kazarian. What really feels like an X Division exhibition.
The king of TNA, Frankie Kazarian.
Here we go with that thing. And once again, fuck television. He's not a king until he's crowned.
The present.
That might be more accurate. Dadgummit. You're going to keep my blood boiling until he freaking uses that cup.
Think about it, Noah. Think about it.
Think about it. Damn it.
I'm just saying, Rebellion is in LA. The tapings immediately following is in Orange County, where Frankie Kazarian hailed from. Ultimate Pro Wrestling, the old school was in Orange County.
Just seems to have a red herring.
The $1 million question is does he do it at Unbreakable and come in to Los Angeles as the conquering hero, or does he do it at Rebellion? Or does he do it on the TV tapings? But he will be champion by May 2nd. It may air on a future date, but he will be champion by May 2nd and them leaving UC Irvine. Bank on it.
Well, I'm not one to sometimes go against the premonitions of the fantasy booking man, the rag wrestler JJ Williams. So we'll see soon enough. We're back here on TNA with Wesley. Oh, good Lord. Wesley on commentary.
On commercial.
This is the problem with television, I'll tell you what.
I mean, don't pause yet because I may come in and be right up with you guys. But
yeah, you very well might be. As Wesley right now just sat on commentary, and here comes Frankie Kazarian. Oh, boy. Of course, it's been moments to be seen Frankie Kazarian in action. Last time we saw him in action was the Countdown to Genesis, where he beat Leon Slater, thanks to JDC's interference. And, of course, he's the Call Your Shot Gauntlet winner. For those that don't know, it literally means he can call his shot anytime he wants for any title in TNA up to 1 calendar year since last year's Bound for Glory in October.
And I mean, again, between Unbreakable and Rebellion is Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania. If by some miracle Joe Hendry is booked to defend the title at one of those events, he could do it on the grandest stage of them all.
Wouldn't that be something?
Pigs might
something!
Something! Pigs might as well be genetically able to fly, face the Elon Musk super chemical power on freaking ruling anything and creating anything. If that happens, that might be more inevitable than Ace Austin actually getting out of here without being scuffed up by Wesley and his cronies. Of course, Ace Austin.
Yeah, Wesley is just coming out. Y'all are way ahead of me.
Yeah, your feed, man.
That's that television.
Well, it's Access TV as opposed to TNA Plus. But if I'm on TNA Plus, then Walter's screwed.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone needs a TNA Plus subscription. Again, folks, it's really cheap. $9.99 a month plus tax. It's one of the best purchases you'll have as a professional wrestling fan when it comes to the service, the streaming, and the actual flow of the content.
All right, so just pause when the bell rings.
Yeah, I got you.
And I'll let you know.
Yeah, that's
to
fine.
your point, Wesley, Tyson DuPont, Tyreek Igwe coming to the ring, joining the commentators at ringside.
What a name, Igwe. Good grief. That sounds like one of those weird songs from my Scarface video game. That way, like, I don't even remember what the name of that song was. But anyway.
I am glad that Wesley retained his music, even though he looks like a generic creative wrestler now.
Right.
I mean, you know, he still is the cardiac kid that walks on the west side of things, just that the west side is far more exclusive. Almost as exclusive as the Vendetta at this point, as the underboss, the Virtuosa, after an exclusive in AEW, went home. So clearly the Virtuosa is not in a good mood, but a good win for Harley Cameron last night. Stay tuned, folks. Again, next week's going to be very fun as we go home into Revolution, and we'll see soon enough what happens in the Hollywood ending and so much more. And Sleeper Predicting will be also next week, Thursday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, AEW Revolution as the All Elite League of 2025 begins. So stay tuned for more on that. But again, since Wesley betrayed his friends, got the better of Zach went to Chicago, I thought they were done after that at that Chicago street fight. He's come back now and cost the Rascals every way possible, including against the Hardys for the TNA Tag Team Championships.
Well, it probably was going to be the end of it, but when they decided to make their relationship Facebook official here with the NXT partnership, they decided to go back to it because it's already a written storyline.
Yeah, I suppose, but
then you've also got to figure maybe there was plans to do ABC, but with Chris Bay's injury, they had to course correct and go elsewhere as well.
Your belts didn't ring?
Nope. Ace Austin just came out, slid under the bottom rope.
Yep.
And of course, I told you I'd let you know.
If I say he's on point. Again, TV. I'll say it once. I'll say it 6 times. I'll say it 13 times on Friday. That's the high score, in case you're wondering, folks. Like I said, when I was once a wee lad, I did watch some movies. I just died out of it after learning about the world of Joshi's Purista and professional wrestling. Damn it. And
I loved me some Scarface, though. I'm glad you liked that one, because I love that.
That's still one of my favorite movies and video games of all time. Again, I wish that video game got a remaster for the current generation consoles, like so many others. And
Bell rings.
This talk and so much more is to come when me and Walter level up content here with Simply Gaming Kids Survivor Studio. Stay tuned for our debut podcast. That does not have a name, but we'll have a continued bar and credit levels too.
Frankie Kazarian calling for the microphone.
Oh, give me a break.
I think it's just SRG, Simply Reliable Gaming.
And he is the king of TNA. Long may he fucking reign.
Not. Gosh. Mackenzie Mitchell, I'm so sorry. Anyway, Jay Chung, at least you don't have to deal with that idiot anymore. And all the best to the entire...
That was point, though. What is a king without a crown, right?
Exactly. Just somebody hoping for the throne that's watching on with the commoners.
The crown's in his hand, though.
By Ace Austin.
Soon
nice
that trophy will become a crown.
There by Ace Austin.
Drop kick! Ace Austin, of course, a former 3-time X Division champion. Oh! Of course, been rolling alongside the Rascals as of late against a common foe in Wesley, who's on commentary. Nice drop kick there to Kazarian's head.
I would like to see Wesley become X Division champion, but that means he'd have to contend with Moose, and that ain't happening.
Yeah, that ain't happening. That boy is not on Moose's level, and you know that. Up and over. Big right, though, by Kazarian. Kazarian, a 6-time X Division champion. Looking for that slingshot. Ace able to scout it, though. Nice shoulder block. Now Ace looking to springboard. And Kazarian, great awareness, taking out the base of Ace Austin.
Ace hurting his leg there on that.
That was a nasty landing. I mean, literally trying to find your balance on a taunted steel cable and have it literally drop out from underneath you. Oh, brother. Of course, Wesley, one of the most notorious, longer-reigning NXT North American champions.
Believe he was the longest reigning until Femi dethroned him.
Yeah, it's a pretty close record with those two, to your point, though.
You know what I kind of wish, now that I'm thinking about it? I wish Ace Austin was a #1 contender to some kind of championship, because then you can have him book it on that special Bay thing and have him win it. Like, wouldn't that be like one of the most uplifting things?
To your point, though, that seems so much like a red herring, because you would think he would have to win. I mean, let's be honest here. It's been an emotional high for Austin. Ever since Chris Bay, unfortunately, got injured. Let's think about who he's been in the ring with and who he's beaten. He's beaten Trent Seven. He's been in the ring with Moose for the X Division Championship. Now he finds himself alongside a former rival for the X Division Championship, Trey Miguel, and his partner, Zachary Wentz, the Rascals, against a new foe in Wes Lee from NXT. Nice double leg takedown there. Jackknife cover, the bridge up by Kazarian. Great exchange here by these two.
And he's in the ring right now with a man who's pretty much done everything in TNA except become World Heavyweight Champion. And that accomplishment may not be as far away as it used to be.
And for a chop block there by Kazarian, though. But again, Ace Austin. Combination
We know that's coming.
Here. Inside Russian leg sweep.
When it happens,
boom!
When it happens, I'm hoping you're live on being able to call it.
I mean, it should happen when nobody else but JJ is there to react or call it. I expect the holy shit heard around the world from this guy and Jeff Meacham when it happens. It's Austin right now teeing up against Kazarian here in the corner.
And then after he wins the title, you got to give him his first interview.
Why do you think I want to go to these shows out here so fucking bad?
About to say, yeah, TNA coming out to the California area, folks. Ties an entire rig right down there with Kazarian. Ace Austin, though, might be looking to join Kazarian
He
put
right
now.
The brakes on. Hey, man, All Eagle benefited Tuesday from this group. Now it's Frankie Kazarian benefiting.
Ooh, big right hand, though. Ace Austin, to your point, teeing up with Kazarian on the outside, trying to be back inside the ring. Kazarian drives Ace face first. Again, why does Wesley need these two out here to be on commentary, though, is what I'm wondering.
Look,
is he really fearing his life that much? Oh, watch Ace Austin here. Austin able to escape. Big super kick, though. Drops Kazarian. Yeah, I literally outriched my Manson and my profit margin as high as I could before I stopped playing that game.
I honestly never played that game.
You're missing out. And look at Wesley here again on commentary. Ace Austin distracted, though, taking his eyes off Kazarian. Now jaw-jacking these two.
That is not the smart thing to do, to take your eyes off of that.
No, it's not. Swing and a miss, and once again, whip for the guillotine leg drop. Ace able to scout it, though. Now Ace looking to spring in once again. Wesley, the leaving commentary. Clear was looking to go after Austin. Now Kazarian trying to take advantage. Slingshot. Oh! That slingshot cutter cover! Kazarian with another stolen win.
Kina TNA with another solid victory here.
Yeah, with assistance from the fucking court jester at ringside.
Hey, how many times do we tell you? Record book doesn't show you how they won, just that they won.
Well, guess what? I'm still going to chastise them to oblivion as long as I'm on screen to see how they won. And right now, momentum. Oh, now look at this. Tyson and Tyreek, these two freaking attacking Ace Austin after the bell with Wesley as well. A previous sacrifice here. Now, wait a minute. And here comes Wentz and Trey with equalizers.
Hey, Megan Bain, Penelope Ford, you see how that worked? That's what the fuck you're supposed to do.
Oh, you couldn't resist.
I'm sorry.
You know, like I said, sometimes you're unscripted, unfiltered passion comes out on air, and I'm not going to hold it against you. Others
sorry,
do,
not sorry.
Right?
The proverbial apples versus oranges. That's a TNA versus NXT at Sacrifice. Again, the Rascals and Ace Austin hope to finally spay and neuter those pit bulls with Wes Lee. It's 6-man tag team action. Again, Sacrifice, folks, Friday, March 14th. Stay tuned. Coming up next, though, what's been a very fun night, and we saw Spitfire retain and get two personal contracts for the next 24 hours. It's Ultimate Family Hardys versus the System. Can Moose finally pin Jeff Hardy, or will Jeff make it a hat trick? Coming up next, 6-man tag team action, our main event on TNA Impact. As we got one last commercial break, fuck television.
This is what I'm talking about. You booked this between a rock and a hard place because you're trying to book Moose versus Oba. Neither one of these can lose. That's why it's got to be either the Hardys or Edwards and Myers to take the fall. You can't. We know those two ain't gonna be involved in the fall.
Well, I mean, the Hardys already got challenges for their tag titles, so I would think they would need the momentum since we know now Fraxim gets a chance to go after the TNA World Tag Team Championships at Roadblock, and we know that Moose is challenging with Femi for the NXT Championship at Roadblock. You basically just eliminated 4 people there. So yeah, Brian Myers or Eddie Edwards has to be the fall person. And if Alisha Edwards is going to be there in the corner of her husband, unless there's a miscommunication, gee, I wonder how often that happens in marriages here in this country. What? Then I think that Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers got to be one of the people to eat the decision. And how does that affect Moose's pride ahead of Roadblock? It depends.
But you
on
could
the
have
opposite
Matt.
side of that,
Yeah, you could have Matt or Jeff take the fall, and then it shows that hey, Fraxium may have a chance of actually beating the Legends and being a champion. You show a little kink in their armor.
I mean, showing a little vulnerability in either champions or challengers does sway judgment, I think, for even the most well-educated fan base. But again, there's 2 audiences. There's the ones that know and the ones that don't. And at the end of the day, the wrestling industry always has both. So there you go. We'll find out soon enough. What you guys
And if you don't know, your ass better call somebody.
I'm not attaching specialists and executives themselves. But yeah, like I said, at one point, I was a little bit of a movie guy, but not too much. I was into video games, the wrestling, then it was game shows. Now it's just mostly worldwide wrestling. I watched Stardom's last show when Rina took on Starlight Kid. I watched Noah when Osawa defended against Galeno. I, of course, watched the Japan Pro Wrestling. Zack Jr. lost the title to Hiroki Goto. Still can't believe that happened. I watched Sendai Girls, and I looked towards the Sendai Tag Team channel. I watched Mary Go, where Utami, by the way, Walter, it's Utami Hayashita versus Bozilla for the Merry-Go World Championship at the end of March. Good luck, Utami. You're going to need it.
Holy hell.
Bozilla beat Mirai to become the #1 contender and nearly lost her arm in the process. So, yeah. And again, folks, we will cover Japanese wrestling here soon enough. We're going to look at the schedules and see what's coming up next with the anniversary shows, and we'll take it from there. Mike, Boyz, good to see you. Hi. Hi, guy. Hi, gals. Hi, people. Good grief. I am not the learning tree. The worst gimmick in professional wrestling, damn it. Anyway. But, yeah, it's just one of those things right now where it's just so much wrestling. All the crazy wrestling. There's just
You're not
so
the
much
learning
going
tree,
on.
but we certainly do learn a lot from you.
You're nice. And I'm sure that Ash and Headed by Elegance are learning a lot from Spitfire here. That's nice.
Ugh, what is that? All dirty gear? They can't even pick up the bags.
Well, I mean, you would think that Ash has been in the gym, though, with dumbbells. I guess not.
Did they have to get their dog a haircut?
Steph.
Is Statlander really? I mean, is Stephanie that much bigger than Ash? Dang, she looked like she's towering over her.
Yeah, right?
Or
It
is that
also
the camera
could be
angle?
her boots. We also know that she wears like those big heel combat boots.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh, look at the big dog. That dog's about to pull her for a ride. But hey, you're going to go to the park and take care of the dog doing the business. So,
And big dogs leave a lot of big business.
Oh, yeah.
They do. I can speak on that.
Speaking of that, shout out to Teddy. We miss you, buddy. I can't believe that happened today.
Oh, that's not nice. They hold the door open.
They're going to milk these 24 hours, man.
Why wouldn't you not milk 24 hours with personal assistances? Oh, and they get to sit in the backseat with the dog. Ain't that nice?
This is awesome.
This is one of the best things I've seen. And that's probably honestly the best that I've seen Ash and Headed by Elegance to have been part of TNA.
It's the
Oh,
it's the
God.
best bit I've seen since Tiffany Stratton had to muck out the stalls for Fallon Henley.
Here we go. The freaking
My brother.
Mike Wazowski.
Oh, wait, it's my big brother. I forgot he's a little brother.
Don't you got a lawsuit to worry about? Get out of Get off my
Right?
television.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Randy Orton with the Randy News Network about his shoulder injury early in
Yeah.
his career.
I do remember that, actually. When, he was like the pretty model guy. Yeah. And Mike,
But that was actually
appreciate
pretty
that.
good.
My shoulder is at 63% mobility.
Orton made that work, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was still too new of a guy. You had to keep him on TV or else people were going to forget about him.
That's fair. I mean, you're not wrong.
It's like Orton today, not that big a deal. Orton back then, bruh, he would have got lost if he hadn't done that shit.
And of course, previewing
Definitely.
the last TNA before NXT Roadblock. We'll, of course, have the Colognes involved. We will have Femi, see what he involves with at TNA. We, of course, will see Xia Brookside versus Savannah Evans. But, of course, this past Tuesday on NXT, we saw Moose successfully retain the X Division Championship against the Heritage Cup holder, Lexus King. It was a great bout, though. I will say that based on what I saw. Thank you, YouTube, CW YouTube channel, and Pi for blocking advertisements. As he speared Lexus King the next week, is set to retain the X Division Championship.
I'm curious, though, why Moose is using different music than the system music.
Because Moose has his own theme, because Moose is the system. That's always been Moose's theme.
I'm just so used to hearing him come out with the rest of the crew and the trust the system. Like, at least add the tagline to the front of it. That way, people know what it is.
I can give you that, but when Moose is in singles action, you respect the face of the franchise. And speaking of action, the Hardys returned home to WWE and were in action for the first time ever in NXT, taking on No Quarter Catch Crew against Fangirl, Winston Clare in the corner, and Fraxium on the stage watching. The chorus combination Swanton Bomb off the Twist of Fate Stunner. The Hardys with a great win. And then
Did you hear the NXT faithful chanting, "You're not Randy" at Miles Bourne?
Yes.
I told you he reminded me of him.
I blame you for echoing that settlement. And then, of course, Santino Marella came out to his WWE theme, not done by Def Rebel, thank Christ, because, man, that theme's a classic, and made the match official with Fraxium and the Hardys. Or, excuse me, Fraxium! The Hard Boys!
Only one title on the line we might have to emphasize, though.
For now, Walter, for now.
One set, I should say.
Fair enough. Anyway, again, Micah, thank you. And again, folks, thank you all for tuning in. You all continue to make this possible. Please support my friends. PayPal their passions. And if you want to dictate the conversation, Super Chat, as simple as that. As we do this for all the biggest shows across all things wrestling. WWE, NXT, TNA, AEW, ROH, Independence, New Japan, soon Stardom, Noah, and so much more. Merry go to. You never know what might come up here across Simple Labo Studios in and out of the trailer we run once in a while, too. As we get ready here for our main event tonight on TNA Wrestling, Moose, Alisha Edwards, cheat code, and the System, and trios action against Oba Femi and the Hardys.
I just figured something out.
What?
There's a reason they did the whole segment at the beginning with the Colognes. That's how this match ends.
You think the Colognes gets involved and allows the System to win?
Or lose.
Betrays them.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that would be almost a heel-on-heel dynamic, and at the end of the day, the System only has one piece of gold. The Colognes are two men. You would think the Colognes would focus on the TNA Tag Team Championships. I'm just saying.
Yep.
And, of course, Moose, he's hell-bent focusing on one thing, and that is putting Jeff Hardy underneath him. The man that has pinned Moose now on 2 occasions. In the meantime, here's a man who's only been pinned twice in his career. Your ruler of NXT, Oba Femi. I cannot wait to hear these two things back to back.
Who? Get that walk.
That is a walk of purpose.
As much as I called for this, I still can't believe I'm actually seeing it.
And we're going to call it at Roadblock. Again, Femi defends the NXT Championship against TNA's X Division Champion, Moose. That is not a what if, folks. That is a reality.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also reality right now that we are watching TNA Wrestling and seeing the NXT Champion compete.
The NXT Champions in Full Sail University, but not the company
again,
you expected.
Yeah, say that again, Walter, in case people don't believe you.
Yeah, the NXT Champions at Full Sail University, but not the company that you would think.
Full Sail University, of course, the spiritual home of the Black and Gold NXT in its genesis. As the Hardys had a newfound genesis in their current run as TNA Tag Team Champions.
Moose looking to delete those victories that Jeff has.
Or is it going to be third time's the charm, and could Jeff Hardy become a future challenger towards the X Division Championship? A title that he's never held.
Well, JJ, you alluded to they want to be belt collectors. You can start with the X Division title, I guess, right?
Could. Too bad you didn't wait till now. Freaking Hardy merchandise 20% off on TNA Shop.
To be fair, he had that same promo code that one night. I believe he did order the stuff.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I members.
You know, they barely have any knockouts merch. I had to go with Rosemary because, like, she was, like, the only one.
Well, to be fair, there isn't a whole lot going on right now in this Knockouts division with some injured and some now with NXT. But they do need to put more respect, at least, on the Knockouts Tag Team and Knockouts World Champion, to say the least. And again, Kylan King, get well soon. And Killer Kelly, I hope you're being a mother right now. It's going very well for you, too. And look at what we're starting off with.
Oh, they're going to tease this and tag out.
There's no way this is going to happen right now. No way.
They're going to tease it and tag out. I guarantee it.
Again, Impact Wrestling arrives at Irvine, California, May 1st, May 2nd, and Brampton, Ontario, California, May 23rd and 24th. To JJ's points, of course, the TNA nonstop schedule continues as we have Sacrifice, Rebellion, Unbreakable, and Slammiversary. More to be announced.
What I said.
Oh!
There was no way they're going to give that to us for free like that.
Eddie Edwards knocked on his ass. Obafemi quickly sending Edwards into the turnbuckle.
Yeah, but I was saying, this is where you need to sign, JJ, because you know what your ruler, your NXT champion's capable of ever since breaking out last year in January. Oh, man.
Bro, look
Double
at the
team
ring.
by Edwards and Myers, but taken down by a double clothesline by Femi. Here
Look
come
at
the
the ring.
Hardys.
Look at that ring, and then look at the size of Oba. He damn near takes up the whole ring.
And for those that are wondering, that is a standard 20 by 20 squared circle. Again, this is TNA Wrestling. Obafemi the Hardys in firm
I think it's an
control.
18 by 18, Noah.
Oh, that's right. Full Sail. I forgot. And a Full Sail is a smaller venue.
It ain't Australia. We can say that much.
Well,
Damn.
Australia's different
With a
because,
step stool for ring stairs.
look, people don't know other wrestling associations, sports associations. That's their uneducated awareness. But if you know, you know. Respect the fact they respect their roots. Anyway, we got another commercial break. Fuck television. The Hardys, Little Femi, in firm control. And again, you saw the grab at the bottom. The Hardys will defend the TNA Tag Team Championships against Fraxium. And we'll find out truly who is the best tag team going today in professional wrestling. This trailer, though, I'm kind of getting a little bit sick of it. It's one of those things where it's like, what's one thing I could tolerate on rerun? Maybe a good song, maybe a good video game campaign. Hell, I might play a new video game, a new game plus, if it's compelling enough. But a movie trailer, nah.
Well, speaking about a good song, Noah, as we ride into WrestleMania in April, Walter and I will be doing either the top 10 or 20 Def Rebel theme songs.
What?
Yep. I have a
Gotta do it.
playlist right here, sir, of 40 songs
I ain't listening to that.
of Def Rebel songs that actually go pretty hard. I'm actually curious to know what you think, sir. I will send you the playlist. And even if you don't listen to the entirety of each song, I would be curious for you to go through them track by track, because we all know the opening is usually what makes a song. And just let me know what you think on there.
From your opening 9 out of 10 times, the person's name and a generic guitar to follow. You're really doing something special. But all right, fine. I will humor you. And I will literally do that. And after 10 seconds, I will say, this is shit, or
I know there's a couple that I will get an instantaneous a bullshit from Noah. Like I have Johnny Gargano's Bet on Yourself on there, their version of Rebel Heart. But you also have to remember I didn't grow up in the black and gold with the original Rebel Heart.
Fine, I will give you that.
So you have to keep that in perspective as you listen to it.
Fine. I will. I promise you I will. All right, fine, but that's not happening tonight or this weekend. Again, we got to focus on this chamber. Again, we got Elimination Chamber. So we did it tonight. We rest tomorrow. And then Saturday, we have our little pre-show. We have our coverage. We have our fallout with the shenanigans. And then we go from there. And, of course, Saturday, trifecta of content with the top 10 super reliable February matches, the Elimination Chamber coverage, and the birthday celebrating Saturday shenanigans with Jeff Motherfucking Meacham. We're back here tonight on TNA Impact, Full Sail University, our main event, the Hardys and Femi versus the System. Moose, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, Alisha Edwards, that cheat code in the corner. And Matt Hardy hoisting Eddie Edwards up in the second row. Guillotine leg drop across Eddie Edwards' throat by Jeff Hardy. Again, the Hardys have been working as a fine-oiled machine since their return to TNA Wrestling and winning those titles back. And to your point, Formel Mayhem at Bound for Glory. Little poetry and motion in the corner there. Alisha Edwards now distracting the referee. Daniel Spencer right now preoccupied with Alisha Edwards. Throw her out! And Jeff Hardy might screw up his leg as Moose takes advantage. And again, we talked about he has a personal vendetta against Jeff Hardy, with the fact that he has been pinned by him now twice. When was the last time you could say that Moose was pinned by anybody twice within the span of a month?
Very few and far between.
Exactly. Even Joe Henry didn't do that in a month. Joe Henry just did it when it mattered the most, where he was champion. Again, if it wasn't for Joe Henry, the System would not have been taken down. Keep that in perspective. As Moose has not been the TNA World Champion since last year's Slammiversary.
Joe Henry was the antivirus to them. For a little bit, at least.
Well, right now he doesn't have to deal with the System, so they didn't have to, repay for that annual subscription. As right now he walks with Elijah, and we still don't know who's going to challenge Joe Henry next for the TNA World Championship.
And Joe Henry canceled the free trial subscription.
I mean, he's a wise man, very frugal. Eddie Edwards right now, and Alisha Edwards taking advantage again behind the ref's back, just literally wrenching Jeff Hardy's throat across the second rope. One of the most effective weapons and the biggest annoyances in TNA. Nice jawbreaker there by Jeff Hardy, trying to create some separation, but still favoring his left leg. And the tag champs could ill afford an injury ahead of facing Fraxium at Roadblock.
That's the last thing they need.
Twist of
Twist of fate.
That made it Matt Hardy after Moose took a cheap shot against the ruler of NXT, Femi. I still cannot believe I am saying Femi and TNA in the same sentence.
Believe it.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it far more than I believe it, than I trust the System, as Matt Hardy looks to delete Moose.
He believes it as much as he believes in Joe Henry.
Mm-hmm.
And Joya.
That I believe in Joya and Joe Henry far more than most things, to be fair. DDT out of the corner.
Chrome Dome to the mat.
Oh. Trying to run interference.
Matt trying to delete him.
Get to the midsection. Looking for
Twist of fate from Hardy.
Counter.
Nope.
Counter.
Side effect.
Big side effect. Is the side effect enough? Yeah, and Eddie Edwards with the save. Boy.
Side effect of downloading the wrong system.
And that was the wrong target, Eddie Edwards. God.
McAfee just prevented the antivirus.
Right.
Maya Myers coming in the back door, pushing over Femi. There's still ring steps. Eddie Edwards will just choke slam the hell on the friggin' apron. Twist of Fate into the net breaker. Is that enough here, Hardys? Oh, no!
I love that combo.
Brian
that
Myers
Twist of
just throws Jeff onto the referee there.
And Daniel
Hey, it's
Spencer
smart.
got literally flattened. And it is a great combo, Walter. But again, I think the system, sense of urgency there, is a guy to the shoulder. Gets to the midsection. Jeff Hardy twists the Fate. Brian Myers. By God. Super kick Eddie Edwards to Jeff Hardy. It's all breaking down. Uh-oh, the ruler. The ruler. God.
Where's the
Huge Uranagi
Jezebel?
backbreaker there by Obafemi.
Pump kick and all the Femi doesn't go down. You might get your cheese after all, JJ and Walter. Good God.
Spine buster. Huge spine on the pine by the Rula of NXT.
Lancing the X Division champion in the middle of the TNA ring. Oh, the Colognes.
I told you the Colognes would show up.
I was wondering when they were going to show up, to your point, as Oba just took them out. Atmosphere!
That's a hell of a spear. The way he dies when he does it
Yeah.
way different than anybody else.
And lights out to Obafemi for now, and now Moose and Matt Hardy in the ring. Get to the midsection, looking for another twist of fate. Able to scout it. Oh, the clubbing shot by Brian Myers and Matt Hardy. Speared!
Did Myers hit him with something or just punched him?
I'm not sure, but there's no
Referee
referee
isn't
still.
there.
And he's finally getting consciousness. Now in position. Here's the cover. Moose
Told you-
wins
to-
for the system.
Told you Matt can take the pin. I think he hit him with something. I don't think he just punched him. Because see,
Yep,
he's digging.
look, he's putting something in his tights right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, foreign object came into play, and I'm not talking about the freaking Colognes as JDC comes down to celebrate with the system.
I like what you did there. Foreign object, and I don't mean the Colognes.
Either way, the system works tonight against Obafemi and the Hardys.
Well, the system just upgraded. There's more members.
All they did was just have an add-on. We'll see how long this add-on actually serves its purpose.
It's like an iPhone. Every now and then you need the stupid ass upgrades.
Oh, no, wait a minute. I don't think they're done yet. I believe in Joe Hendry. The TNA World Champion, Elijah!
Oh, Lord.
Wiping out the system for now as the system scurries away from the ring.
And again, Megan Bain and Penelope Ford, take note. They didn't even come out with a chair.
Joe Hendry. Again.
Just the title.
Dude, look at this team here.
What
Matt and
the
Jeff
hell?
Hardy, Obafemi,
Oh.
Joe Hendry, and Elijah.
Hey, you might want to hold on that thought, JJ, because you're not the director of 40, but I think Team Morella sees something
This is-
happening here, players.
This is a freaking War Games match right here.
Big announcements for sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
JJ, you translate.
Jeff Hardy got a pin on Moose. Jeff Hardy versus Moose in a ladder match for the X Division title.
Whoa!
Jeff's
Sacrifice.
specialty.
And that's not all. He's on a roll. 10-man tag. That'll be the system in the Colognes versus Joe Hendry, Matt Hardy, and 3 men of their choosing. 10-man tag at Sacrifice.
I bet you 2 of those men are Fraxium just to start that rival.
Well, still, absolutely huge announcements as this Sacrifice card continues to really stack itself up in this NXT-TNA relationship. I guess we now know what's ahead, at least for now, for Joe Hendry and the TNA World Championship. Forming an alliance alongside the NXT champion. What is going to be one hell of a night.
3 of those people are going to all be from NXT. I guarantee it.
No, I think one of them might actually be Elijah. And then
okay.
the other
I was
two
saying.
might be Fraxium. I think you're onto
Yeah.
something there.
Yeah.
And,
After the match at Roadblock, they'll probably earn their respect
well, we'll
and
Mhm.
see
be
soon
added to
enough.
that match.
Well, we'll see soon enough who's willing to sacrifice more for the win. But for now, TNA Impact comes to a close. So for Walter Cruz and JJ Williams, we're going to leave y'all for now with a short intermission, but we'll see you in literally 30 minutes for City of Daylight's Chamber. But this has been TNA Impact. A hell of a show.
Just,
Good grief.
it's just 30 minutes, people.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not.
your countdown.
It's not this.
How dare you? How dare you? Get off the screen. All right. And again, folks, thanks for tuning in to our watch along. Hope to see you in the chat for Cindy Day. But for now, I got some work to do behind the scenes to get that ready because I will be hosting. So stay tuned for Walter, JJ, Dominguez, and who knows who else on Cindy Dating, anything but. But until then, if I don't see you, you know how I always leave you. Make a positive at the life. Have a good night. Walter, I'll see you very soon. For now, folks, adieu.
Gracias.